Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. If you can hear me in the chat, let me know that we're good to go. Uh, welcome in. Let me see what we got here. All right. Tricia, it has been a long night. I don't think we're going to get any good news this morning since nobody was arrested. Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me, okay? It's a little delayed on my end. Let me see. Can you guys hear me? I don't see a response in chat. Let me know that you can. You can hear me. Thank you, Tricia. Thank you, Forrest. It takes a minute. I don't know why it's such a delay. Okay, so we're good to go. Well, before I forget, happy Love Day to all you people who celebrate the Love Day. I never cared for Valentine's Day. To me, it's just another day. So, but yeah, happy Valentine's Day to all you people who love to celebrate the love. It's a little overrated if you ask me, but that's just me. Loud and clear. All right, Stephanie, thank you for coming in. Not me. Welcome back, Ruth Ann, Simi Sharp. Oh, girl, thought about you a couple times during the night. 83 Socket, welcome in. Tricia, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Pammy, good to see you this morning. And of course, our amazing mod team is here with us. Rachel, Butterfly, and Forrest. Angel Eyes, welcome in as well. Guys, Sarah, welcome in. I think Simi was the first one here this morning. Okay, so after all of that last night, they have not arrested anybody. Stephanie, I feel the same way. They certainly do. I got no use for it. I don't even want to live. No, I don't want one anywhere near my personal space. I mean, I'm good with, friends and all that, but that's about as far as I like to take it. I am single by design, by the way. It's a very intentional thing in my life, and I am totally happy. I don't know why people have a hard time. People who like to love, right, and couple up, and that's like the only thing in the world that matters, can't understand when people like me don't care about things like that. But hey, I don't make fun of you and your love. Don't make fun of me and my liking to be alone. All right. It probably wouldn't be a good idea. I don't like to take care of things, so if you take care of yourself, maybe it's different. But actually, we got to have two separate houses because I like my privacy. All right. Ski, Utah. Welcome in. Okay, guys, we don't know what the hell led all the media and all the cops to this man's house last night. But something did. My concern now is, now that we've released the tiny little bit of video that y'all probably got more of, and all you got is some damn eyeballs, are people now calling up saying, hey, I know somebody with eyes like that. How are y'all obtaining the warrants on these people? Because they have eyes like that? That's going to be a problem. I let it go with Carlos. Okay, maybe you had your probable cause. Maybe you had your intent. Go check it out. Here we are again. And within seconds of this detainee, and we can see where this truck is from, and we all start doing our thing. Oh boy. I am blown away by this bullshit. And now I'm starting to question what the FBI is doing, because y'all can run around and find tips in people that y'all release, but you can't find who sent a couple of fucking letters with all the capabilities, all the measuring height charts and camera magic we can perform. We can't find a couple of email writers. I'm not understanding anymore. Not unless, here's my next theory on that. They know those emails are all bogus as fuck, and it's somebody sitting in another country having a little fun because they're in another country and just want some Bitcoin. There we go, asking for the Bitcoin, because I'm not even in your fucking country. Okay, so if all the little ransom notes are total fucking fakes, every one of them, the 3 that TMZ received, the other 3, if they're all fake, who the hell has Miss Nancy and why? Right? Why take an old lady for no logical good reason? I have no clue. So Joy, welcome in. You would think they could track the IP address. That's pretty freaking simple work for the FBI, isn't it? But they claimed that those first 2 ransom notes were sent on a separate emails on a very secure server. How secure? So secure the FBI can't get in there. Maybe the FBI absolutely knows they're all bogus at this point, and these people are sitting overseas, and they just can't jump in a plane and go arrest them. Right? You can't do that. You might can try to extradite them back to the U.S. at some point. But so if the FBI has found out who they are and they're not telling us, hey, that's all fake, then they're fucking sitting in another country playing games. But then I have to go back to who took Miss Nancy and why. Was it an attempted kidnapping for ransom and shit went terribly wrong that night and they just dipped, right? Disposed of Miss Nancy and then left. And by the way, before I forget, if any of y'all in my chat are listening, watch Bullhorn Betty. If you don't go unsub, you please don't ever mention her here. Ever. The thumbnail she put out is totally fucking disgusting, ma'am. You need to stop it. You didn't do enough damage in the Sebastian Rogers case. No? Not enough for you? You sick bitch. And y'all go run and tell her I said it. I really don't care. I don't even know if any of y'all listen to that lady. I cannot. When I saw that thumbnail, I was like, girl. Yeah, Simi, there's just no telling what happened, right? What went wrong? Why was she bleeding? Why are these things, right? Why all these things? And then they want to come out and say that. So Pima, but here's another weird thing. The other day when Pima Sheriff was posting the link to send evidence into, and they had the date and time or the time wrong on Miss Nancy's disappearance or whatever, all I tweeted back was, can you fix the date? Oh, everybody else was dropping weird ass shady comments and links to all his past bullshit, right? Now, as of last night, when I go to my Twitter account and click on their page, it claims I have them muted. I have unmuted that account 5 times and it switches right back to mute. I'm having to go in on my other account on Twitter to see the fucking post from the sheriff's department. And I don't know why that's happened. Maybe he got mad at me and did something, asking a dumb question. She has no empathy or no brains. She's just, that's the thing. You know, people like her give the rest of us bad names. People see that shit and like, oh, we're not all like that. Just like when all that Lauren Matthias shit went off and all oh, you big bad true crimers, you grifters, every fucking one of you. Well, today you're a true crimer. But tomorrow you're going to be calling out true crime. Okay. It doesn't make any sense. I'm just over it. Pammy. It's disgusting. I said one time in the Idaho 4 case, if I was Christy Gonzalez, I'd have found WSU Mom Kim and I'd have knocked on that front door and I'd done my thing and I'd sat down on the porch and lit a fucking cigarette waiting for the law to come. If I was Savannah Guthrie, you might be getting an email from me, Miss Bullhorn Betty. Come on, man. We're all human. And these people who act like they are inhuman, they're trash. Walking the puppy. All right. So I'm going to show y'all so we have video, of what happened last night and some better video of it. Because, as soon as they lifted up the back of that car that they pulled over, And it obviously was not a white van. There happened to be a white van in the frame that we all saw where this stop was happening before we got more information. And they're like, white cargo van. It wasn't a white cargo van they towed away, right? Or was trying to look at. We all saw that. And when they lifted up the back and they stood out there with their little paper curtains, um, everybody thought it was to hide a body inside. There was no body inside of that car. Joe Jack Lone's getting a little pissed off too, and he's posing some good questions on Twitter. I had to go ask him a question a minute ago. Simi says, I've only seen her on other creators' reactions to her. Yeah. Yeah. I watched a little bit of Jolene last night. She was on for a while and she cracks me up. I don't know why I always end up watching her late at night when I'm like after I can't unwind. I'm like, I gotta go I gotta go laugh. So I go over there and watch Jolene for a little while. I just, discovered her recently, but I've only watched her a couple times. But it's funny when she makes fun of Trish. What's that lady's name, Trisha? So funny. All right, so I'm gonna show y'all some pictures, and I'm gonna go look at this video I want to review. Now, I don't know where Steve Fisher got this comment from because I haven't seen any comments come down from the police today. I'm assuming maybe a media is getting some things said to them locally. Um, what did he say? Let me go look at the tweet. And I looked for, I'm like, where did he see that? So I went and looked for an article or anything, and I didn't see it. But I'm not saying he doesn't know what he's talking about. I just don't know where he saw it because it's not on the sheriff's page. Oh, I'm like, why does it say I'm not following him because I'm on my other account? Okay. He says, release the rest of the surveillance video from the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping. The sheriff and the FBI acknowledged this morning that it could take years to find her with the current investigation. Why? And when did they say that? You have a caravan of 200 reporters following you to every innocent person's house you raid with a search warrant. Again, we have to ask ourselves, how are they obtaining these search warrants based on their eyes might look like the eyes in the video you put out? Is that really all they're going on? And then going to say, we have a media staging area over here. Did y'all really think that lead was 1,000% valid, or did you need to go look first, right? Why send all that media anywhere? You know you're going to be followed out of the police. They know they got people camped out at their police stations and shit, waiting to see action or rollouts or whatever. You can hear hear things on the scanner. Media is going to find out about things. But why you wouldn't do all that and then never come out and say anything last night, and then today we're hearing that y'all are saying it could take years? I'm not getting it. Jesus, hold on. Sorry. Okay. Oh, lordy, lordy. All right. Every time she calls me like that when I'm live, it throws me out. I gotta turn my ringer off. Hold on. I'll see you when you get home, sis. Okay. What is this? Get out of my way. I noticed this first right off the bat. That looked like a temporary tag, but upon further investigation, it's a dealer tag for that vehicle because the individual in question works at that dealership. There he is. Now he appears to have light colored pants on. He appears to have some facial hair. And look, they're downloading his phone on site. Now, my problem with that is, how valid's that search warrant now? Because if it's just based on their eyes looked like it, they're not matching DNA from the crime scene like Kroberger. He matched the DNA, right? What's called? I can't understand what they're doing at this point. So Enton reported an hour ago, while there are no arrests, I'm told investigators are still interested in leads from last night. It's all ongoing. So are y'all going to find evidence that this is your guy when you download that phone? Because you damn well better. This was an image from one side of the car. They have this drape on both sides of the vehicle. And you could see at some point they're lighting it up with the blue light. They're looking for evidence, right? And then they do their preliminary, I think, presumptive test there on the ground and do their photographing. Somebody, an account posted to Twitter, they saw a reflection of one of the officers in the back window and they put it out on Twitter. Oh, look, the guy is dead in the back of the car. There was not the case. I mean, the dude is literally sitting right fucking there. Miss Nancy wasn't back there. Let me go pull up chat. I can't see y'all. I had the stupid sheriff's page pulled up. Simi, are you yelling? You're a girl, scream it. I don't care. We don't think it's rude. If you need to all caps it, we get it. We need to be heard, right? We want to be seen. Listen to me. All right. I saw something this morning too on Twitter, and it was Miss Nancy. And boy, I think I was right about Miss Nancy being a little feisty. It really got to me. I was like, man, I cannot believe so many days have gone by, and I want them to catch whoever's writing these letters because I'm really pissed. Don't do that shit. That's so rude and so uncalled for. And so it's just the devil, right? To do that if you don't really have this lady. So if say that all the letters are fake and the person at the front porch was really a kidnapper and was doing it to attempt to gain a ransom, but something went terribly wrong, would they have just gotten rid of evidence and hightailed it out of town or back to their hidey hole, hoping nobody would recognize them if the FBI ever got any goods off that stupid camera? And then all the emails that came out were fake. That's the only conclusion I can come to. And if the emails aren't fake, those first two especially, forget all the extra ones TMZ's done received. Why can't y'all find that guy to start with? Who's focusing on that part of it? But those first two letters, when they demanded proof of life, it never came and the letters stopped. And that's concerning to me. And now, boom, we got possible criminal emailing TMZ with "I know who's got her," blah blah blah. That's like, what's going on here? What kind of world do we live in anymore? I think so, Pammy. I think she put up a fucking fight. You gonna come into my home, my sanctuary, my safety, and do what? You want me to go out that door with you? Something happened, or there wouldn't have been blood on that front porch that belonged to Miss Nancy. Am I right? If she had went willingly out that door, they would have had no reason to put a hand on her. He had a gun. Did he accidentally bump her and she bled? Or did she say, I'm not going without a fight? Could you imagine being kidnapped out of your home in the middle of the night? Are you gonna put up a fight? I probably would, because you're probably going to kill me once you take me out of this house. So no, it is going to end right here, right now. One of us is going down. If it's got to be me, Here I come, Jesus. Open them pearly gates, because I'm a coming. You don't let the devil in my house. I can't with these devils running around out here. And unfortunately, bad guys are a dime a dozen. Now, I've got this video and I'm going to start it. I'm just going to let it play while we talk. I'll let you guys, I'm going to come see what y'all are saying too. This is just a video of what was going down last night. It's on mute because there's not really anything to be said, right? Um, this is right before they pull out the covering so you can't see behind the SUV. Get it together, cameraman. Yes, Simi. You and the dog. Here's the thing: if I lived alone, this cat would not be enough, right? I would have to have my dog back because I've always had me a dog. Just since my last one passed, I didn't get another one because it's like too much, right? I had a dog. She was 14. My first female pit was 13 years old when she passed. My second one was 14 years old when she passed. After that, I was done for a hot minute, and I haven't got a dog since then. But my son had a dog, right? But now that I've moved, I don't have a dog anymore, and I'm like, is this cat going to protect me? I think she would actually. She thinks there's something at the window. She gets this crazy look in her eyes and she backs up and her hair stands up. I'm like, what are you going to do, cat? Are you going to attack the window? My sister comes in here occasionally and the cat's like, what are you doing? Paws up, claws out. I don't know. My cat might tear somebody up trying to come after me. Maybe she'd run and hide. I don't know what cat nature would be like that. My daughter's the cat person. Right? Simi Sharp even growls at the man. There are dogs that are like that. Don't you come near my mama. We knew a guy like that one time. He was the neighbor's friend, but he would get drunk and just pass out wherever, like in their yard or anywhere. It was weird. And we're like, dude, what is that dude doing? Well, he had this little black dog, and she was an annoying shithead dog anyway. But you couldn't go near that dude if he was passed out. We would do it on purpose to see what that dog would do. That little dog would tear you up if you went near that guy. When I guess he knew his dog would protect him. I don't know. Tricia, you got two old ones, 13 and 15. Aw. Now this was again at the Culvers, and they were staged up and ready to go into that house, but they made this stop first, and then they went to that house. Now, I still would like to know how they're getting to these people. Of course, I understand you got to go look into all the tips, but you're receiving how many? Was it 44? How many came in? I have shit. All my notes are scattered at the moment. Thousands of tips have come in, and we've seen two people now detained. Well, three here, and then Carlos, so four. I think it was mainly this guy, and the other two happened to be I don't really know. So we got four people, two separate incidents, questioned and released. So are people calling in tips from the Tucson area saying, I know a guy with eyes like that? That'd be like trying to find bushy eyebrow guy in Idaho. If we'd have had a picture of Koberger in his balaclava with his bushy eyebrows, would people have recognized him as who he was? Maybe his mother probably would have. Mother would have known those eyes. Maybe mother did know those eyes. She's like, oh. Oh, look, our animals know us. They have a special connect. Well, animal people know this, right? You have to be an animal person to even get it. But I know all of y'all that are. Forrest has got some puppies. He got Miss Penny over there. All right, let me see if I can. So they're This one FBI guy on the right, since last night, I'm like, why does that guy look familiar to me? I think he reminds me of somebody I know, is why. Okay, so here they go getting this out before they ever unlock the trunk. And it's simply because they know the cameras are there, I think, and they don't. What if there is things? Now, before they even approached this vehicle, well, they got the guy out and questioned him and took him away. But this lady cop and a couple others were standing pretty far back with their flashlights, walking around it and looking in. And like, what are they scared to get up close to it? And watch, you can see their flashlights are looking hard. I tried to peek in that crack, but she realizes that crack is there. There's nobody laying back there. You can see it from there. And then she's going to fix it in a minute where nobody can see. There she goes. She's realized what's happened. And if you look through at their shadows, they're not, you can tell they're not working on a body. 83 says they had us believing the DNA led them there. Mm. If it was DNA that led them there, fine, right? You got your probable cause at that point. What is your probable cause here? How many more times can they do this before one of these people hires a top-notch defense attorney? Or before a defense attorney reaches out? Especially when they start to look over the search warrant and the probable cause affidavit. When I listened to that creator who had Carlos's, we're gonna listen to his audio here in a little bit. But when she read that search warrant, I was like, really? Where's the probable cause? Right? It didn't even say what it was. All we know is a tip came in. But they were looking for medical devices and medications. Why? If Nancy didn't take the meds with her, or unless y'all suspect, like I do, that if it is a really criminal mastermind type, they got the medications on the black market or some way. I mean, y'all deal with them kind of people all the time. Y'all know I'm dead ass serious about all that. But how they can't find the letter writers? And if they did, would they tell us? Savannah hasn't put any more videos out, speaking directly to the kidnappers again. Do these cops needing good probable cause bother any of y'all at this point? Because I can't waver from where I've always stood on that, right? And when I've seen this and I'm thinking about it all night long, and I'm thinking, man, I cut him some slack on Carlos. I really, really did. But this, I need to know what your probable cause was. Because again, when they geofence somewhere and 500 phone numbers show up, you're all suspects now, whether you did anything or not. I don't think they're hiding anything. They just don't, in case whatever evidence may or may not be in there, they don't want us to see it. That could harm the case eventually. Look what y'all allowed to be on TV. Ann Taylor tried to get up there and say that the prosecutor was wrong in Idaho for going out and promoting the probable cause affidavit, the fucking legal document that got her guy arrested. You shouldn't even be talking about that, she said. You shouldn't put that out there into the media. Ma'am, it's fucking public record. Sit down. But they had probable cause, right? Because they got here's the thing about Brian Kohberger's probable cause affidavit. It lies to you and tells you WSU found this car and the guy had bushy eyebrows that drove it when they pulled up his driver's license. That never happened. What they didn't put in the PCA was we used IGG to get to this guy in case Ann Taylor wanted to go all the way to the Supreme Court with it. But that's going to become harder and harder because IGG is here to stay, right? Everything else in the Kohberger PCA was accurate except for that. And I've called them out on that, and I'll continue to do it. I will die on that hill. Even though I know the guy's guilty of sin and I love to make fun of him, that was the lie. Everybody kept saying the PCA is garbage. It's a big fat lie. Well, the only thing in it that's a lie was that. But it had a lot of probable cause. It had way more probable cause in it than Rick Allen's even did. These guys have less probable cause, it appears, than even Rick Allen's case. And that's under appeal right now. I'd like to see the search warrants they do get. Now, so they end up towing the car. Big tow truck comes up and they put it on a flatbed and they tow it away, I guess, for more additional processing. Hey, Nicole, welcome in. And I thank all y'all who came in yesterday and joined us for our, it turned out to be 3 shows. It was meant to be 2, but I had a little bit of an tech issue, and had to shut it all down and bring it back up. And we were here till after midnight, I know. All right. So Miss Gigi was over on News Nation, I think. I think I saved that clip. I didn't even watch it. I don't even know what was said. But I do want to show y'all something, because we're going to start off with this, because this is going to be an ode to Miss Nancy. It's time to get to know her a little bit more, if our hearts can handle it. Okay, here's one, and it's not a long one, and then there's another one. Let me get the screen up so you guys can see it as well. Okay, so her mom's there to surprise her, and she doesn't know it.
Brought by Savannah's mom.
Savannah, I'm gonna tell you. Are you kidding me?
It wasn't long after Savannah joined the Today Show family that we all fell in love with the matriarch of our own family, Nancy Guthrie.
So this won't be one of those easy at-home recipes.
No.
Okay, tell me about what we have.
Not very healthy either.
Okay, that's fine. Not healthy and not easy.
A mother who loves her family fiercely, a woman with deep conviction who always tells the truth.
I want it to be God.
You want it to be, but anyway.
Can you guys see? Wait, what's going on? Hold on, because I'm showing y'all a video. I don't know if y'all can see it. Oh, I've got the piece saved that she was on. I saved it. But can y'all see? Y'all can't see the screen. I mean, on my phone, I'm not seeing anything but my avatar. And I'm literally showing a video right now. I don't know what the hell's going on. Now I'm back to I'm going to try that again. Oh, see, there it comes up on your screen now, but I've already taken it down. Hold on. Maybe it's just being slow today. How come it all works beautifully till I go live? It's like it's trying to sabotage me. We're not putting up with that. It's got me messed up with somebody else. Trying to interrupt what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm going to try this again. And I'm going to make sure you guys can see it on your screens before I start it. Okay. See, it's showing you a different screen than I'm even seeing right now. I got to give that a minute to fall off. So Brian is just, he's like, they found DNA in that house. It doesn't belong to Miss Nancy or any of the people associated with her. Okay, are we running a profile on that? Are we IGGing it right now? Is that already in the works? It better be. All right, here we go.
Hi.
It's brought by Savannah's mom.
Wait, give it a second. I'm looking at the phone and I don't see it up on screen yet, so I'll give it a minute to show up. Yeah, the St. Valentine's ghost is messing with us non-believers. It needs to go away with that mess, Simi. We're not putting up with that. What do you guys see on your screen? Let me refresh my phone thingy here. Okay, I think you guys see it now. All right, let me play.
Savannah, I'm gonna tell you. Are you
Hey, Jed.
It wasn't long after Savannah joined the Today Show family that we all fell in love with the matriarch of our own family, Nancy Guthrie.
So this won't be one of those easy at-home recipes.
No.
Okay, tell me about what we have.
Not very healthy either.
Okay, that's fine. Not healthy and not easy.
A mother who loves her family fiercely, a woman with deep conviction who always tells the truth.
I wanted to be God.
You want it to be, but Annie was.
Even worse, you were like a poser. I was a poser.
She was a preppy poser.
I was. Mom, you're like killing my rep around here.
She's raised 3 kids with grace, grit, and resilience, always encouraging them to pursue their dreams.
It was really hard for me to leave her, and that's when she said, if you can't leave me, then I didn't do my job right, Savannah.
A champion for her family, but for us here at Today, too.
There's a #1 member of your book club who loves you more than anyone.
You would think it'd be my mother.
Nope, it is my mother. Her name is Nancy Guthrie.
Not only is Nancy an avid reader, she treasures her time with her friends over mahjong, a game she's played since the 70s.
Savannah, this is my original mahjong set that Dad brought me back from Singapore.
Nancy has shown us she's always curious and always up for an adventure, traveling back to Savannah's birthplace, Melbourne, Australia, on Today.
Seeing the very place you were born is not something most people get to do or
That's
see.
true.
To get to go back with my mom, it's just really special.
Special time. Amazingly awesome.
But Nancy's heart is in Tucson.
Well, Mom, you guys came here in the 70s and you had been moving all around. What made you want to stay in Tucson and plant roots?
And it's so wonderful. Just the air, the quality of life is laid back and gentle.
Perhaps her most precious offering, Nancy's family has always been guided by her deep, unwavering faith.
The greatest gift my mother gave me was faith and belief in God. It changed my whole life.
And her love.
My kids are absolutely amazing. So
They sure are
What about you?
absolutely amazing.
Love you, Mama.
Peaceful and gentle. That's how she described where she lived in Arizona. Now, I saw this and I'm like, I want to taste it now. I'll show you. Okay. Let me get this screen up and I'll show you one more. Okay, here we go.
Honor of Mother's Day this Sunday, I am thrilled to welcome a very talented cook to our kitchen.
Oh, yes.
One I know well, my mom, Nancy Guthrie, and she is here to share one of her famous dinners, fried chicken, spoon bread, Kentucky Wonders or green beans, and red applesauce. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
You ready to cook?
Miss Nancy, that Kentucky Wonder green beans was looking damn good because I love me some green beans. Ma'am, I'm going to come eat some with you when we find you. I'll make them for you, Miss Nancy, because you don't need to do all that.
I'm ready.
This is something I really remember you making all during our growing up.
Oh, yes. But it was on a special occasion.
Because it takes time.
Oh, it takes all day.
Okay. So this won't be one of those easy at-home recipes.
No.
Okay, tell me about what we have.
Not very healthy either.
Okay, that's fine. Not healthy and not easy.
No.
Now tell me about what's in our ingredient
Basically,
grid.
you want to start with your chicken.
Yeah.
And get a 3-pound cut up.
Yeah.
Chicken. Don't get one of those 5-pound roasters, or the meat's too tough. Then you have your cracker meal and your flour, which you're going to mix together, buttermilk and eggs.
Okay.
And there's your oil.
I should mention the peanut gallery is downstairs ready to taste your chicken, so they'll be weighing in.
Delicious. We are already in heaven.
It's already great.
Oh,
They're
good.
already loving it. Okay, what's our first step?
So, well, you just want to mix your cracker meal in with your flour.
Okay.
And here you've got some salt, pepper, and a little paprika for flavor. So
Okay.
You want to do that?
Sure.
Just throw it right in there.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of mix it around like that.
All right, so that's kind of our batter. And then what's this over here?
Oh, that's your flour and cracker. Oh,
Okay.
these are the eggs, of
Yeah.
course, and this is buttermilk. So you want to add your buttermilk there.
Okay.
And stir it up.
All
real
right.
good.
You're whisking your eggs, and then what happens? Do I put this in here?
No, no.
Oh, sorry, I had no idea.
She's like, her mama's like, what? No, no. I thought that was, I about cracked up when I saw that. She's like, no, no, Savannah, you don't do that. Definitely has fight. Yes, I think so. A little feisty. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I didn't pay attention while she was making this.
So
Okay.
basically what I like to do is take a piece of chicken. This is not stirred quite enough, but just you kind of dip it in there, and then you dip it in here first, then in here, and then back.
Okay.
And then when it's all ready, you put it in your bag.
Okay, so you really coat it.
You really coat it good, and that gives it that lovely brown, dark golden color.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. That's what you want. So then you take your chicken. This grease is already.
Wait, let's back up a minute. Why do we just shake it in the bag like
Well,
this?
it just gives it gets all over. See?
Okay.
This has been done already. So
All
see
right.
how that is?
Yeah.
So then you dip it into a hot oil. I use Crisco. And see how it's sizzling?
Yes.
And when you want to make sure your grease is hot, you just do a dip of water like that, and it'll bubble up.
It should bubble up a
There's
little bit.
thermometers on this, so we know it. We know it's hot.
Okay, you used vegetable oil.
I use Crisco. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Vegetable, but I like to add a little grease, a bacon grease, if you have it.
All right.
That just
Crisco and bacon grease. You definitely from Kentucky, ma'am. We can't live without that shit, can we?
gives it a little more flavor.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Adding a little bacon grease, is that sort of the trick? Gives it that.
Well, it just gives it a little more flavor to
Okay.
it instead of just the plain. Yeah, good. So this is the finished product.
Uh-huh.
And
Let me see.
how crispy it is?
It is. It looks delicious. So how long am I doing on each side?
Oh, okay. Well, it's probably, you just watch it. Now it's going to
Okay.
take a while. You don't want to turn it over and over. You just let it fry like
Yeah.
that. And then when you think it's brown,
Okay.
which it isn't, then
Okay.
you turn it over.
Okay.
Okay?
Gang downstairs, how's it tasting?
Hey, Nancy,
so amazing.
how many times in life did you get to say to Savannah, you just watch it? It's really good.
Oh, good.
so
I'm so
good.
glad you like it.
And we have a whole array of sides
Well,
that you like to do.
I kind of make this dinner all together, and it's just something that we used to do. So
Okay.
these apples, somebody said, well, these are fresh apples cut up.
Yeah.
And the trick to make them red is the little red hots.
Those little cinnamon
those little
candies.
cinnamon candies.
Yeah.
You stick them in there.
Okay.
Have you tried the apples down?
I need to try that. The apples with the little cinnamon candies. What, ma'am? Can we get that recipe?
Seriously?
Delicious.
I didn't know they were red hot candies. That's amazing.
Red hot
That is a
candies.
delicious treat.
And then the
Wow.
green beans are, Dad always grew them, and he called them Kentucky Wonders. But you want to get them fresh. You want to string them. It's something fun to do with the kids.
And tell me about the spoon bread, because
And
that looks amazing.
The spoon bread is actually, when we moved to Arizona, I found this recipe, and I thought it really complemented. So this is the spoon bread,
Yeah.
and you just spoon it out.
I love it. It has all that cheese on it. So, guys,
Yeah.
this is a real Kentucky recipe with just a touch of Arizona, because my
Yes.
mom and dad both grew up in
Yes.
Kentucky.
We did.
So
We
good.
did.
It's
So
perfect
good.
comfort food.
Oh,
This is like
good.
spoon bread.
Really, it's perfect
Yeah.
for today on a cold, kind of dreary day. Nancy, tell us a story about when Savannah got caught shoplifting.
No, my gosh, we are out of time.
Where did we hear that?
Yeah, where did she hear
No, I
that?
don't
Did you
know.
say something?
No, not me.
Matt, you must have sources
looks
deep inside the
guilty.
Guthrie family.
I made it up, and apparently I hit a button.
Dude, you made a we all know what happened to you. All right. I couldn't. So there's a little bit about Miss Nancy. Red hots, flavor and color. Interesting, right, Simi? Sounded good to me. Kentucky says, I bet her pie was great too, the crust. You know it. But that kind of gives us a little bit of a feel for Miss Nancy, right? Because I haven't watched a lot of the footage from the Today Show all week long. We were so busy with other things, preoccupied with trying to find her. But it just makes it a little more, Tricia, that's how we do it here in Kentucky. Y'all don't know how many times I've had to sit on the back porch with my cousins and my granny shelling peas. Like, really, Granny, today too? Her sister owned a farm. Every summer we'd get dragged to the farm. We'd be out there doing we'd get all our food, but we'd sit on Granny's back. And my granny has a lot of granddaughters. None of us were going to be left out. All of y'all get your tails out here and get your pails. We selling peas today. Semi-sharp, I do not watch regular TV either. I saw that coming across my YouTube feeds, and I was like, okay, I'll watch, because I have not really looked at any of that, right? It's just kind of, I think it probably would have got to me if I'd have watched it days ago. It did this morning. I'm just like, I would, especially knowing that if the FBI or sheriff's out there saying, it could take years to find her. Who says that out loud? Well, if it's the sheriff that said it, I'm not surprised. But who the hell would say it out loud? Okay, Butterfly, she's going to be listening, but she's not in chat. She's doing some things today, and we appreciate it. Now, there's a few articles out there we'll get to in a few minutes, but there's nothing really except we don't know if they're going to do a press conference today or not. Let me see. I want to see what Gigi said on Jesse Weber. Okay, let's get this up because she was up last night too. In fact, after our live ended, I think she was still live, and I think I popped in there for a minute. I think all my hours are running together from last night. Okay, here's a little bit of Miss Gigi visiting Jesse Weber.
All right, welcome back, and thank you for joining us here on News Nation as we're covering this breaking news in the Nancy Guthrie disappearance. So as we've been reporting, there was this SWAT operation that was being conducted about 2 miles away from Nancy's house tonight. There was also a traffic stop that was conducted in conjunction with that. We have gotten word 3 people have been detained. There was one woman.
I just got to give Jesse a shout out because those have been around my channel for a minute. Know that when he was still on, the law and crime stuff he would do, I'm like, dude, you look like a porn star from the 70s, Jesse. I like you, but dude, I feel like he got rid of some of his gray hair, y'all. He's like, I'm not that way anymore, Salty. It's good.
One man at the house, one at the traffic stop. We have this exclusive video we were showing before of the traffic stop where it appears it's a white van. The reason that might matter, talked about it before, is that there were reports that a white van was seen in Nancy's area leading up to her disappearance. Don't know if that's why this was the stop. We don't have a lot of information, I'll be completely honest, but I'll tell you what we do have. Brian Enton was on the ground there. Let me tell you, he was the first one there. He was actually within the perimeter for...
If y'all are on X, man, people on X are blowing Enton up, and rightfully so. They're making memes of him being on the SWAT. There's memes of him being the sheriff, and all he can comment is, oh my God. He's like taking it in stride. But everybody's like, yes, dude. Okay, Ruth, you're back from your walk? All right. Yes, Nancy and Savannah's father are both from Kentucky. The family was into the mining industry. Right? They're apparently well known in Kentucky. And her father worked for a mining company, and he ended up traveling all over the world working. And they ended up settling in Arizona. But yes, that's where her family's from, Kentucky.
Quite some time. He was actually moved back. And when he was moved back out of the perimeter, he told us 10 cars, about 10 FBI cars showed up. So this appeared to be a SWAT operation from Pima County. But then you have this joint operation with the FBI. You are seeing forensic trucks showing up. You are seeing the collection of evidence. And also, I will let you know that Brian was told this operation, this search, pursuant to a search warrant, is going to last several hours. We don't know what's going to come of this. We saw something similar earlier in the week. We don't know if this will see the similar situation here where someone will be detained and ultimately released again. But this is coming on a day where we learned a lot more information about DNA being collected at Nancy Guthrie's house. We learned more about gloves being collected. They're seemingly trying to identify the items of clothing being worn by this suspect. So as soon as we get more information, we will. And I will also let you know, although there were early reports about a press conference that was going to be held, that is not happening. We are waiting for a written statement from the Pima County Sheriff's Office. As soon as that comes out, I'll make sure to bring it in. I've been talking to law enforcement, lawyers all night. I want to get some different perspective. I want to bring on my friend Gigi McKelvey, host of the podcast Pretty Lies and Alibi. She was on Jesse Weber.
One of you mods, can you drop her link in chat for those who may not have it, please?
We're live with me earlier in the week because you and I were talking about how in this...
Okay, Pammy, go. You be safe out there and be safe driving. Okay, you're going to listen to us? Be safe, ma'am. We'll see you later.
Investigation, right? The public can be a massive help. They're asking neighbors to look for footage. They're asking the public, do you see this guy? I mean, I had a sketch artist earlier on who said, this is who I think it is. Right now, with all of this going on, What is social media looking like?
Oh man, it is a zoo, Jesse. It is wild, but I will tell you.
Gigi, she's like, I'm gonna try to make it not so. We know I like her. She's feisty. I've always liked Gigi. She don't. I like her because she's Southern too, and we speak our minds. And sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes it's a bad thing. But here we go, right? She's like, Lord, hell yes, it was a mess, Jesse. It was a headache.
In the beginning, we all were a little skeptical that is this going to be a repeat of what happened when they detained the suspect, just earlier this week. But
wasn't even a suspect.
Right. The person, the person of interest. Or the detainee. I don't even know they called him a person of interest, but it just felt different tonight, Jesse. The larger presence, the staging, you guys have brought it all night long. We had Brian Enton there just keeping us updated. And so people love Brian and they know his reporting. So as he was saying this, they're staging here, the seriousness really set in that this might be the night we get some answers after 13 days, almost 14 now, of waiting to hear anything about Nancy, people just hoping she's okay, all the while trying to be realistic about things, but really just grateful that it seems like we've made some significant progress, especially since that DNA was found in the house and obviously was sent for testing. We'll see if that's related to this, but some pieces started to fit a little better tonight, Jesse, and the internet definitely is responding. I've been live, and I tell you, I've had the largest audience tonight with a lot of opinions, but mostly just a lot of love and prayers for Nancy and the Guthrie family.
There's a ton of people that are invested in this. And yes, you're talking about the mother of a celebrity, a national TV anchor, of course. But at the same time, this is an 84-year-old woman. She is beloved by that family. You watch any of those videos with Savannah and her siblings, it's heartbreaking. You even look at the video of Savannah earlier this week. It is difficult to watch. And as you're seeing the ups and the downs and the twists and the turns of this case, I mean, your heart breaks for them. Let me ask you this. As this investigation is progressing, and I like to use that word progressing, it makes me feel optimistic about what we're seeing. Was it social media that helped to even identify some of the items that are worn by that suspect in the video?
Yeah, I have to say, Jesse, a lot of people I saw identified the backpack and the jacket really quickly, actually. People love to feel like they're helping. And we know in the Gabby Petito case, it was somebody who was just aware of the news and was very vigilant and really gave them the break they needed. And even in just saying tonight, hey, I think when we get validation that this backpack was from Walmart or this jacket was from here, a lot of people are going to be right, I think, because they'll point out the similarities. There's a lot of smart people out there, Jesse. It's I think a lot of people miss their calling, I'll tell you that, because I've seen some great discoveries in the still photos and shadows and just the different areas that people are so good in that are just very vast.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's good to hear that you're seeing this outpouring of support for the Guthrie family. There's obviously trolls out there who, try to exploit it for whatever purpose they do. But look, I think the public here is going to be key. When you're talking about so many leads and so many tips, did you get any word from people that follow you? Hey, I called into the sheriff's office. I called into the FBI. I found something. I saw something. Whether it's people how many people in Arizona do you see are actually looking into this and are in the area and saying, I know Nancy, I know this area, and are submitting information?
I've had a lot of listeners from Arizona who have reached out that were very familiar with the area, that had seen Nancy around town. Not really any tips, really just more theories that, I say if you feel very strongly about it, but, do remember, make sure it's a valid tip, because they're overwhelmed. Clearly 13,000 tips after that video was put out, or probably more. But yeah, I've had a lot of theories emailed to me, but nobody that really had anything where I would say you definitely need to call. But people do mean well. And at the end of the day, people want to help. Even if it's just from the comfort of their home, people want to feel like they're doing their part. And it could be as simple as retweeting her photo. And, I'm really interested if in fact these people are detained and eventually arrested, and their faces are made public, are we going to start to get more people that say,
I got to check, but I think we got the audio from last night. Y'all, I'm going to mute out while I check this.
I remember seeing this or that person here. This is probably the beginning of another saga. If we have resolution tonight, this is not the end of the story. This is really just the beginning.
I mentioned it before. You have to believe that law enforcement is interviewing neighbors of the people.
I do believe that's the audio. We'll get to that in just a second.
People that were just detained and what they saw and who are they, and how long they've had this property under surveillance, the car under surveillance. Hopefully we get more information. Gigi McKelvey, thank you. Always appreciate it.
Okay. Okay, so Plunder got the audio from Carlos, and I just checked, and she's got it from last night. I haven't listened to it yet. We're going to pull it up, and we'll review it together. Okay, let me get the video pulled up. One of y'all want to drop Plunder's link in the chat as well. She's a good account to follow. Okay, Miss Plunder, what you got for us, girlfriend? Let's see what this says. It says they lost the target vehicle, the 2017 Range Rover, greenish blue-gray temp tag. Okay, so let's see what happened.
Freeway, probably Oracle or First, maybe Long River, somewhere around there. I see there's an up somewhere. 10 before they lost the target vehicle, and survey wasn't overhead yet, so they're still pinging it, but they lost the visual on it, so we're setting up both.
They're still pinging it, but they've lost the visual. So where'd you get their phone number? Once you got a tip and their name, did you then go? They did the same thing to Carlos. They were pinging his phone in that car. Now, I don't have a problem with that if you got enough probable cause to do it.
Let's just see if we can find it coming back to the house. If you do pull a traffic stop on it, the plan is to, if it takes off, you're going to hit the PC for the fight. We're going to put the stories overhead. If survey is not overhead, follow for as long as you can safely so we can get to the overhead. It's a 2017 Range Rover Sport. It's a greenish blue-gray in color. Copy temp tag. So I guess for the last resort, you guys stage right there for the entrance to his neighborhood and stop him there, I guess, if we don't get any stop on him before.
All right, they reacquired the vehicle. Everyone get back to your position for the warrant. You got some CID guys coming up to the house right now.
Yeah, they're with us, but I'll give you the go-ahead when CID can come up and we can do a walkthrough. So just stand by for now. All right, anyone on the patrol side that's blocking roads, there are going to be people coming through now, and they're good to go.
Hyper Kimberly, we are glad you are here, and we are glad to have you here, and you think we're funny, kind, warm, and intelligent. We welcome in, ma'am. Welcome to the tribe.
We are expecting some FBI vehicles to be coming in.
What about opening some of the other neighborhood roads up to neighbors or anybody?
I just say stand by for now.
There are 3 about vehicles coming through.
FBI on the way. FBI. After seeing their little scheming operation today.
Scheming operation?
Would surprise me.
I'm about to play this a couple of times because they said some interesting things in Carlos's audio that we have not reviewed yet. What?
And when Alicia called it out, I think the Audi was already on sent last night. One detained.
One detained coming to me.
On side 3, we have an open door which looks like it goes to a hot water heater, but it's more like a room. And we have a little alcove where the pool pump is. If the entry team wants to move away from the number 3 side.
Now she has it says here, Pima County Wireless Integrated Network, unclear which audio relates to the Guthrie case. You might hear chatter from other stuff coming in, but most of this is all about that. And you can tell by the way they're talking. So keep that in mind when you're listening.
We can take this area. Sutherland Hughes, we're code 4 over here by the pool pump in the hot water here. Sutherland Hughes. Sutherland Hughes, did you guys go to the courtyard that led out to the northwest? All right, 10, yeah, we're going to damage this gate if we do. 3 and 4, that's my echo. 3, 4, 4, 4. My radio's going out.
We don't know that that's exactly what they're looking into, but that was what we saw on his shirt, at least. That's, again, that Chevy Tahoe that's in the middle there, the silver one. It looks like he parked there, and then they all took out some kind of equipment.
So that's all we got of it. We got more of Carlos's. I mean, I literally had to get my map out and put it on my screen and I'm watching on my map where they're following Carlos. That's wild. Okay, we're going to play it again. Hey, True Grit. Nice to see you. Happy Valentine's Day.
At the freeway, probably Oracle or First, maybe Long River, somewhere around there. I see there's an up somewhere with 10 before they lost the target vehicle, and survey wasn't overhead yet, so they're still pinging it, but they lost the visual on it, so we're setting up bullseyes to see if we can find it coming back to the house. If you do pull a traffic stop on it, the plan is to, if it takes off, you're going to hit the PD for the flight. We're going to put away, especially if the survey's overhead. If the survey is not overhead, follow for as long as you can safely so we can get to the overhead. It's a 2017 Range Rover Sport. It's a greenish blue-gray in color. Copy temp tag. So I guess for the last resort, you guys stage right there for the entrance to his neighborhood and stop him there, I guess, if we don't get any stop on him before.
All right, they reacquired the vehicle. Everyone get back to your positions for the warrant. You got some CID guys coming up to the house right now.
Yeah, they're with us, but I'll give you the go-ahead when CID can come up and we can do a walkthrough. So just stand by for now. All right, anyone on the patrol side that's blocking roads, there are going to be people coming through now, and they're good to go. We are expecting some FBI vehicles to be coming in.
What about opening some of the other neighborhood roads up to neighbors or anybody?
I just say stand by for now.
Sure.
3 about vehicles coming through. FBI on the way. FBI. After seeing their little scheming operation today. Counter surveillance.
FBI on the way after seeing their little scheming operation today. Counter surveillance wouldn't surprise me. And there's no issues between y'all and the FBI? What little scheming operation did they do today? Counter surveillance wouldn't surprise me. They don't trust some of you law enforcement? Okay.
Would surprise me. And when Alicia called it out, I think the Audi was already on scent last night. One detained. One detained found for me. On side 3, we have an open door which looks like it goes to a hot water heater, but it's more like a room. We have a little alcove where the pool pump is. If the entry team wants to move away from the number 3 side, we can take this area. Sutherland Hughes, we're code 4 over here by the pool pump in the hot water heater. Sutherland Hughes.
What scheming operation did the FBI do? Yeah. So this would have been from last night. What releasing that video? Was that the scheming operation that the FBI did? What the hell are you talking about, sir? I need to DM Plunder. Do we know who this cop is?
Sutherland Hughes, did you guys go to the courtyard that led out to the northwest? All right, 10, yeah, we're going to damage this gate if we do. 3 and 4, that's my echo. 3, 4, 4, 4. My radio's going out.
We don't know that.
Yes, Simi, absolutely. Drop Miss Shorty's link in here. We love us some Miss Shorty.
That's exactly what they're looking into.
That's just a officer talking or reporter or something talking. What? I don't know why this audio is not near as long as what Carlos audio was. And that guy definitely said the FBI was scheming. Did y'all hear that loud and clear too? Yes, Ruth Ann's is Shorty, and Miss Shorty will be on tonight, I think. I did see her post. She had a long week, didn't she? What do y'all think about that audio and this FBI's, what did they say, scheming? What did they scheme about? You can't tell us there's no beef after what I just heard.
Buddy. I just say stand by for now. There are 3 about vehicles coming through. FBI and on the way, FBI.
Audio.
After seeing their little scheming operation today, counter surveillance would surprise me.
Today. Okay, so the day y'all are going to hone in on these suspects, which was yesterday, the FBI was scheming. Who do they not trust? The sheriff? Something's going on here.
And when Alicia called it out, I think the Audi was already on something last night. One detained. One detained found for me. On side 3, we have an open door which looks like it goes to a hot water heater, but it's more like a room. And we have a little alcove where the pool pump is. If the entry team wants to move away from the number 3 side, we can take this area. So,
where are you watching from?
Hughes, we're foot 4 over here by the pool pump and the hot water heater. Sutherland Hughes. Sutherland Hughes, did you guys go to the courtyard that led out to the northwest? All right, Ted, we're going to damage this gate if we do. 3 and 4, that's my echo. 3, 4, 4, my radio's going out.
We don't know that that's exactly what they're looking into, but that.
I don't know what to make of that, y'all. Especially once you hear Carlos's audio. Now, I don't know, because she didn't get that immediately. I don't know if she FOIA'd it or if she got it because of the scanner thing that she's got going on there. Girl's got some skills. I know that. If you go look at all the stuff she does dig up, she's great at she does tons of FOIA requests. She gets body cams, she gets documents, audios from all kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and get the review of Carlos audio in. And then I'm going to look and see if I got any updates from even the sheriff. Let me, what did I do with Carlos? I think it was from yesterday's. No, we never got around to sharing it. Okay. Everything was happening so fast last night. Oh, good Lord. I thought I had that thing silent. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. My headset back on straight. Okay, let me go get it. Because they even had the federal. Hang on, let me find it. Where'd it go? Oh. Okay. All right, let me get this all set up here. The internet, the financial something unit was there when they were getting ready. It's like they investigate all of the financials to do with this stuff, like the Bitcoin stuff. That's why these guys would have been there. There's so many agencies there working, and I didn't hear any of that in that audio just now like we did in this one. All right, so this is from the audio she had from the night Carlos was detained.
Survey, you copy me?
Survey, I have you, yes.
I stay with that vehicle. We got confirmation the team's coming from that vehicle right now.
Are you shocked? Oh, yeah, I was. Tell me. Come on, what do you expect me to do? ¿Cómo quieres que reaccione cuando algo pasa así? Pues yo no sé qué está pasando. Me agarraron como si fuera un criminal, me secuestraron. They held me against my will. They didn't read me.
Butterfly, if you're listening, I'm going to need you to translate everything he just said and give it back. Get it to me. He's talking fast. And I don't know if he said something different there than he has said in other interviews. So I'll wait on translation later.
My rights until 2 hours later. Okay? You know, my wrist is all fucking swollen. From the handcuffs. Like,
and did you have any idea that this was about him? Do you know who Nancy Guthrie is?
That's the problem. No, I don't know anything.
You were like, where is this coming from?
How did they come up on you?
I don't know.
Like, what, were you just driving around?
Yeah, working.
Yeah, they said you were delivering DoorDash?
Yeah, this.
Oh.
How'd they pull up on you? Like,
nah, I pulled up with them. They were following me. Yeah.
Nah, I pulled up on them. He realized he was being followed. I get you, Carlos, on that point, because you're not following me home neither. So he knew he was being followed, and he told his wife to pull over. Can you imagine the cop's surprise when he pulled over and got out? I don't know. Did he get out of his car or did he sit there? Because he didn't know they were cops at that point.
They were following me. Miranda. This is Santa Cruz County, and Miranda was down here. It's like, come on, 2 and 2.
And so then when they came up on you, what did they say? Like, what did they say?
Nothing. Literally nothing. They just told me, stop moving. Like, what's your name? Carlos. And that's it. They put me in the cop car. You gotta wait like 2 hours. I waited like 2 hours until the detectives came here and everything.
Oh my God.
And when they finally told you this had to do with some kidnapping, like what were you thinking?
What the fuck am I doing here? I didn't do anything. To be honest, like, I'm innocent.
And you don't even know who the lady is? Do you know who Savannah Guthrie is?
No. I don't follow the news.
Right.
I don't watch.
You don't watch the Today Show?
No.
So this was a complete shock.
It was.
What kind of questions were they asking you?
Nothing. They didn't ask me any questions.
So they just said
nothing. They just sat me in the car. They investigated my car. And
now, why wouldn't they ask him any questions? Like, I know they asked for an alibi, but beyond that, did they really? Who do you know? Where do you? All these things. No, they didn't have a lot of questions. Just, can we swab your cheek and download your phone? We have a lawful warrant with our partnership with the. We don't even know at this point.
This man, and that's it. They didn't ask me no questions, no nothing.
Did you get the other car back? Or they still have it?
No, it's right there.
Oh,
there's Butterfly. She heard our call. She heard the bat signal. She's like, I got to slow that shit down, y'all. Then I can translate for y'all. Thank you, ma'am, for taking a moment to get back to us. We love you.
Give it back to you. So,
yeah, it's like,
and they said you can go home?
Yeah.
And how did they treat, like, the people you were with, your girl, your child?
I don't want to speak about that. You know what I mean?
How's your family? They scared everybody. I was going to say, they scared everybody, huh?
Yeah, they're all in shock right now.
Wow.
Did they damage the house? Yeah.
What did they do to the house?
They broke the doors. What else there? The garage door in the back.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do now?
I don't try to clear my name. I didn't do anything. I hope they get the suspect, because I'm not it. They better do their job and find the suspect that did it so they can clear my name. And I'm done. Just look at what I'm putting my family through.
You're on
not just them. Not just them. Even my parents in Tucson. Yeah.
And your mother-in-law was worried about you? She was saying it doesn't look anything like it?
Yeah, see? That's what I'm telling you guys. Like, what the fuck?
Why do you think they came here? Why do you think they came to you?
If I would have known that answer, I would have given it to you, but I don't.
Now, his mother-in-law said on an interview that when she was outside talking to the media, that they come up and told her, we had a tip, Miss Nancy was in your house. She's like, we don't even know this lady.
So you have no idea what led them to you? Nothing. They didn't say car make, a license, nothing.
Nada.
Carlos, ¿hablas español?
Los dos. Soy bilingüe.
Carlos, ¿nos puedes platicar en español para Telemundo Arizona qué fue lo que sucedió?
Pues me estaban acusando de secuestro, algo que yo no hice. Y me... I'm done.
Okay.
Carlos, una declaración en español, por favor. Carlos, una declaración en español.
Por favor, a ver.
Are you going to sue them? Are you going to sue them?
All SWAT personnel and FIU, switch your radios to unencrypted, stay vague. We need to keep this patch.
Reduce can't get out from where he's at. Survey, do you copy? 10-4, thank you. EJ saying that the adult male is getting to the passenger seat of the car. He just shut the hood. Yeah, go ahead. Let me know with PID. He's saying he couldn't get it, but they're leaving, heading towards the front road. He needs to take that away. Survey code 10. I'm going southbound on the front road. Copy, code 10. Yeah, in and out. D&D copy. Survey. And confirming that was the Nissan Murano, the white Nissan Murano.
Yeah, 10-4. I don't know if it went south or north, but it probably went north.
Toronto said it went south. Survey, code 10.
And survey, can you copy us?
Honda can copy now.
Survey, can you copy us?
Honda can copy now. I'm just getting back in now. They're probably going to go mobile. Hey, Kenny, code 10. Hey, Sarge, we're code 10 on the FBI radio. He's following the car right now.
And survey, can you hear us now?
Honda can hear you.
All right. Having radio issues. They were on Avenida Cuda Monday. Now they're on Avenida Leon, heading westbound. Still on Avenida Leon.
No, they didn't ask him a question that scared him. His wife or mother-in-law from inside the house tells him, that's enough, get in the house. And because he turns and looks at them, because they have another angle from the other side that I've seen as well, and you can hear her plain as day. And he looks in the door, and he's like, oh, okay, no, I gotta go. They're just like, get these media off our porch, we ain't do shit. And now we're all over the news, right? That's what that was.
Approaching Clover Street on Ransom Street.
Now, at the beginning of this, he says all SWAT and FIU switch to the unencrypted channels. That's the SWAT team, and the FIU is that financial investigation unit. And when I looked into them, they're there because of the money aspect. That's the only reason they need to be in town. And we had a Bitcoin ransom?
Eastbound. Approaching Avenida Grande.
Survey, you copy me?
Survey, I have you, yes.
I stay with that vehicle. We got confirmation the ping's coming from that vehicle right now.
Good copy, I have it, and my radio's not working.
What device are they using to ping these phones when you're riding around in your cars? They're not following you. They're pinging your phone, and it's giving them your location. A phone's dangerous.
What's their location right now?
Well, not for me. I ain't trying to do bad stuff. But what if I was trying to be a sleuth and be sneaky? I don't need you to follow me. Not today.
Right now, they are at what looks to be...
And what if I'm completely innocent and someone just said, well, she's got long hair like that person, or she's as tall as that person, she's weighs about the same as that person, she stays in her house all the time and talks about true crime. It's weird. Right? The next thing you know, I'm on their radar and they got my phone pinged. I'm not so sure I can sit well with that based on somebody told them something about me. Can I sue you for false allegations? person tell her?
Plunder, true crime audio.
Ransom Street, but they are backing out, set up to go westbound on Wrighton.
Simi, I've wondered that since I heard this audio. Now I'm wondering, because I first wondered, did Carlos show up? I know they geofenced. They absolutely geofenced. Did his numbers show up in the geofence? White van. Carlos did own a white cargo van for his delivery job, right? But it broke down, whatever, like a day or two. But he had been in Nancy's neighborhood. He had been delivering packages there. Did he show up in the geofence warrant? And when they're looking into all these individuals and your names and where you live and what you drive, oh, this one's got a white van. Because when they geofenced King Road, they were looking for a number that was attached to a car. So that's my concern too. That's why Google does not like those geofence warrants for that reason. That's why they had to create a partnership by the president created a partnership. Cashton told us all about that with these private entities to, what did he say? To give them lawful search warrants. So what kind of broad search warrants the FBI gets to use that states cannot use? And when do my rights go into effect? When the state is doing it or when my country is doing it? I always go back to my vision of Francis Scott Key writing our national anthem and what that must have felt like when he woke up and saw everything he described in that song. Then I also remembered my forefathers sitting in a room coming up with the rules for my nation. And I don't want to let them down, not one of them, because they had a vision. I loved history.
Say again, the street?
Wrighton Street, Virginia Avenida Leon. Southbound Avenida Leon.
Sorry, did you turn your encryption off?
Yes, it is off.
All right, can you deny the address that vehicle landed at, please?
Plunder, true crime audio.
Wrighton Street.
She started putting watermarks on her stuff because certain creators were getting a hold of her stuff and putting it out as if they FOIA'd it themselves, telling their communities, I just FOIA'd this and got it directly from the sheriff. Dude, I sent it to you and I told you where I got it. And she knew all about it.
It has what looks to be pool heater black coils on the roof.
What's the address?
Plunder, true crime audio.
Wrighton Street. And it looked like there was a white box or something white that was square in shape that they took in there. And now they are eastbound on Avenida for the Monday.
Okay, so they're following Carlos and his girl. They got, I think, 2 of their kids, or I think it was 2 of them, and they're delivering. They're out delivering. And they go to this house, and she gets out, and she takes whatever it was. He's describing what she took up to the door. You know, at this point, I don't know if they knew they were, I'm sure if you know their phone number to ping it, you better know what they did for a living. Jesus Christ. I know all about that dude of the Range Rover, and trust me, I went deep last night. I know a lot, but he's been released. And I'm sure everybody can go figure out where to go see it all. Run to X. I don't know about the cesspool known as Facebook. I try not to go there unless I got to do recon on something. But yeah, it's all out there. It's, you know, people are putting it out there. His eyes, there's the eyes, there's the eyes. But do I know that for sure? The FBI didn't seem to think he was fucking worth a damn. They let him go. So who am I to tell them they're wrong?
Roscoe's Control 457, all clear, all secure.
10-4. So let's step back up and try to get Danny.
Eastbound on Pendleton Drive, Avenida for Monday. Goes past Willow, Pendleton curves and is now heading northbound on Pendleton after the curve.
Okay, so they're still following them around town, and I went through all these roads, and I went to the map, and I'm like, oh, they're here, oh, they're here. Interesting post, quickly update from Brianna over at Arizona Family. She's posting an hour ago on her Facebook page, the cesspool. According to my inside source, the wait for information about last night's operation hinges on evidence testing results coming back. I'm told once those are received, which should be today, the FBI will update us on where the investigation stands. Meanwhile, the sheriff says a second person was detained and released, no arrest as of now. So the guy in the Range Rover was the target. He was detained, questioned, I guess, maybe not, processed, and released. But y'all are waiting now to see if anything on that phone downloaded is going to show him that they've been sending Bitcoin requests or communicating with others about Miss Nancy. You're going to see if the DNA you took from them matches. You're going to see if there's any evidence in their vehicle. But you let them go. Do you have eyes on them today? Did y'all post up outside their house in case they run for it? They might run across the border. It's not that far.
Still northbound Pendleton. In front of the vehicle looks to be a dark green, possibly a Mazda Miata.
Hannah, were you good then?
3228 for expiration.
Forrest, thank you for giving out some memberships there. Look at there. I wish you would. I love that name. You make me say that out loud. I wish you would. Sarah, bass trout fishing. Oh, yeah. Living in Mouseland. Y'all got some crazy names. Need some Z's. When you been? Where you been, girl? Mellow Yellow. Lilo? Did I say that right? My phone's far from me, guys, and I can't see. I'm blind. Kristen and Cookie. Joanne. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to look for some updates while we play this. This is really wild that they've already got some of Carlos' results back, right? But here's the thing again. If I'm not under arrest, you don't need to swab the inside of my cheek. Because I don't like giving that up to everybody just willy-nilly. You won't find me in none of them databases to find out who I am in the past. I already know. I ain't got to know all the details. Because the minute I upload it, then guess who's coming in the back door, possibly?
Go ahead. Zebra Tom Adam 3, Edward Zebra.
Edward. All right, just find.
Y'all, I know I'm a Gemini. There's two of me, and I internally fight with myself constantly. But they're catching the bad guy. I know, but they're also doing this. There's got to be a balance. I can be your prosecutor today or your defense attorney. It depends on the mood in the case and my feels. I try to keep them out of it, though. I don't even know if I have any.
I'll have to pull over and be ready for a takeaway.
Yeah, we're like 50 yards north of you.
Eastbound on Rio Rigo Drive from Pendleton. So like we're coming up to the train tracks at Rio Rigo Drive. Passenger window is open and the male subject's hand is out the window. Still on Rio Rigo Drive. Looks like they're going to take it approaching I-19. Still Rio Rigo Drive approaching I-19. And still behind that.
All right, Joe Jack Leone answered my question on the twits. Thank you, sir. Shout out. So my question was, why do you think they have not caught the authors of the ransom note yet? And he says, jokingly at the beginning, TMZ is working on that. And then he says, all kidding aside, they've covered their tracks online and it will take quite a while to sort it out, is my guess. If they were able to cover their tracks that well, they know what the hell they're doing. And if they're fakers, where's the real kidnapper? I want my hands on this kidnappers. Never mind.
Well, looks to be a Mazda Miata.
I don't need my phone pinging.
And they are over I-19. And they are northbound frontage on the west side of I-90.
I don't think so, EJ. What do you got?
Well, I was just checking in case you guys can't catch up so they can do the stop.
Frontage Road approaching Estella Vista.
If it gets back, let it land, and we'll just continue with the same plan.
Still northbound frontage approaching Camino Romanelli.
Hey, survey, is it past, like it's going back to the original LOI?
I wonder if they just had to follow Carlos a lot longer than they did the other guy from last night. Yeah, I think Carlos might have got swatted too, Anna. He might need to go figure out who he made mad, right? What's going on there? Somebody made somebody mad. And that's, people are people. Because he's just too talkative and he's too out there. I don't feel like he's the guy. I don't know why they would go look at him. So I think he would be in custody right now if preliminary results, rush DNA results came back and he was a match to anything in that house. But what about last night's situation, right? What was that? They're released as well until further testing comes back. Is that what we do now? So if y'all arrest me today, you're gonna swab me, photograph me, fingerprint me, and you're gonna let me go to some evidence results come back? Because before you cuff me and swab me and all that, fingerprint me, you gotta arrest me. Because all my YouTube defense attorney friends say, lawyer up. And then when you lawyer up, they're like, you're guilty because you lawyered up. I'm like, y'all are weird. I've been told by my peeps on the internet to lawyer up. And then now y'all coming at me because I lawyered up. Just make up your fucking minds.
Yeah, 10-4. It looks like it's heading that direction.
It's on the west side of I-19, correct?
I got me somebody who knows a Gemini in the chat. The struggle is real.
And it's still northbound frontage, passing Camino del Plata. And approaching Camino Hombre del Oro. Still northbound, about to pass Calle Pinzón. There's a black SUV in front of it. And almost to the Camino Augusto address.
Easy 12.
Go ahead.
Yeah, with Victor 7 Adam, 7 Charles William, River and First, northbound in the westbound turn lanes, stolen vehicle.
And it's going to make a turn on the Camino Augusto. And it is parked back at the target location.
Copy that. And survey, can you describe what they dropped off at the right SIN address, please?
It looked like a square package of some kind. I couldn't tell exactly what it was, but it was light in color. Maybe a 1.5 by 1.5 as she was holding it.
Should deliver in a package. So 42 minutes ago, Enton posted that the Pima County Sheriff says last night's activity was a federal search warrant based on a lead they received. So that would be a tip that went to the FBI and not the Sheriff's Department. Traffic stop also connected, no arrest in either.
Copy, thank you.
And they are bringing the SUV inside the gate now.
At 43, we've got the van team parked at the fire station.
Whoa. What is this? Oh, I clicked the wrong link. Joe Jackleone, he's not happy with this sheriff. Sheriff Nanos gets votes of no confidence from deputy group. 2025, this was published, that he found. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos has received a nearly unanimous vote of no confidence from a union representing deputies that cited years of frustration at the lack of competent leadership and mismanagement. In a post Tuesday afternoon on its Facebook page, the Pima County Deputies Organization says the non-confidence vote against Nanos passed by 98.8% among the 86 deputies of the more than 200 eligible members who responded to the poll. With the other little over 100 afraid to respond, only one deputy who responded rejected the no confidence vote, according to Sergeant Aaron Cross, a union's president. Many deputies said they chose not to participate in the poll over concern of retribution. Cross said in a written statement, wow, Nanos, it's all coming out, buddy. Okay, well, oh, what I just read, Rach, he's posted a little video about, or a short or something. Okay, we'll take a look in a sec.
Can I put that Ransom address in the, say again?
2-2.
Vehicle Patrol 1024 zones 1 through 5 and 7 are code 4.
1648.
Hey, survey. Survey, go ahead.
Rach, that thing you sent me, the only problem is that's the wrong person. And I don't know what is happening with the internet right now, but that name was tossed out there last night, but that's not the guy.
So we want to try to switch to direct for car to car and get everyone on the same page. All right, I'll try to switch the car to car right now. The one that you texted me? Yeah, it's important. So let's switch over. We'll do a radio check. That goes for everybody, and we'll get accountability. SWAT Commander, I copy. You're switching car to car.
All right, Janae, can you start out BLS transport?
That's affirmative. We'll march on scene. Start BLS. Is anybody still on fugitive? Dispatch message is en route.
Copy message 888 en route, Fort Lauderdale Road and North Stone Avenue.
Set 703. 10-8.
Set 703 657.
807.
807.
Contact referencing violation quarter. Keep me on the screen for that. I'll be 76 to keep the peace. Acting on the driver's seat.
Motor 23.
Or 23, go ahead.
Copy expiration.
Copy, thank you.
10-3.
Box 66.
Box 66.
Units responding to code 15-1031. The three closest units, you guys 45 at Martell and Adito. Figure out 2 to go to the front and 1 to go south on Tuttle. Access an alley that will lead you to the backyard of that. Once there's 3 of you on scene, you guys can probably move in. The rest of us will fill in as we can. 754 out of 1060. I can handle Tuttle. 754, while you're waiting for the other units, you want to go the 1017 back and see if she has any more 43 on if they actually enter the property or not. 10-4 radio, unit advisor, make it 21. Is there, were you able to get all done? Yeah, we're like 50 yards north of you. Eastbound on Rio Rigo Drive from Pendleton. 441. 10-8, unit 98, 1076, 205, 83, 881, apartment 1105. Hey, Mendoza. Got it. 603, code 4.
1791.
Yeah, you got the email right. Just in case family does show up, we have to verify what command staff. Yeah, as far as anyone that's family and or other law enforcement agencies.
Copy. I don't know what any of them look like, so we're going to have to check everybody.
Yeah, I'll just have them 1012 and then call Enderley or Holgate. And they can verify. They should have a list.
Is any of them here?
It sounds like it's just a 1081, just because they don't know if, like, for sure or not his phones were in there. They were for sure not like his phones from before, so they're worried about that defense. She did one of the phones. There was 2 phones, one was unlocked, and she went through it since it was abandoned. You guys inside copy? Come up.
An abandoned phone. Where did y'all find an abandoned phone? Was it not in somebody's hand?
Back when you're done in there?
Copy. Well, shit should be locked, so I'm trying to see where the keys are.
Copy, thank you. Yeah, under last week during a beer skip, and one of them, shockingly, is Santana Salas. So, go figure. The big dog. Yeah, rolling forensics, PSIs, and CSOs in this room.
Ask for the CSOs from the other divisions. Tell them they can 45 is at the mom's address. I'm 62, pros and cons. There's nothing familiar to them, no family or friends, or nothing that they would recognize as where they'd be heading to.
Okay, so probably just ask if they'll launch for us.
The couple is parked in the west parking lot.
Copy that. I'm on 23 at Timrod, but if it's not over here, I'll just head that way. Are you at the Timrod 20? Yeah, 10-4. Just hang tight there, and then try to watch it. At the very minimum, we're going to impound that ride. Let me just hit up Weeks and Avalos, let them know I'm going to clear from here, and then I'll start making my way over there. So, I'm fairly confident. Based on the chrome trim and all that stuff, I think this is the ride.
I'm fairly confident based on the chrome trim and all that this is the ride. They're trying to figure out, did y'all get some covert pictures? Uh-oh. It's not wanting to play. It stopped itself. It's not. Correct yourself. I have an article here from Arizona Family. The FBI, so it's going to elaborate maybe just a little bit more on Brianna's Facebook post. The FBI is holding off on providing an update in the Nancy Guthrie case until evidence testing results are returned. Y'all got them rapid DNA tests and all. Y'all can actually bring DNA into the field now and do some preliminary testing. I wonder how fast I can get that profile back. It shouldn't take them long to compare the DNA they collected. They also try, within that home, they were looking to see if Nancy's DNA were in these homes. But where would they know to look if they didn't see something that may indicate she had been there, right? I don't know. You can't swab the whole freaking house. If I saw evidence somebody might have been stashed in a bedroom, maybe. Whose room is this? Well, nobody's. It's the guest room. Well, has it been slept in recently? Things like that. The inside source said that details about Friday night's operation are being withheld pending those results. The sheriff told Arizona's sister station Friday night's operation was conducted based on a lead that led to a search warrant and no arrest. How can a lead to a search warrant if there's not more developed about that lead? Here's the thing, when you get a lead about somebody, you go question the person. But do you got to go through all that? You just roll up one car, they're not expecting you. Well, then if they're the kidnappers, they might be, especially once the video come out. So you take abundance of precaution, especially if you feel like there's a hostage situation going on. So, you know what I mean? Why not just roll up to their door like you're, I don't know, delivering flowers, knock on the door. Can I ask you some questions? I'm a cop, actually. I'm not really a flower guy. I'm a cop. And then have your buddy, watching, ready, sitting on go in case something happened. I just would love to know more about their probable cause, because that's bothering me. Especially if they're letting people go so quickly. If you don't got it even enough for an arrest, that means you're getting these warrants and then you're collecting the evidence to see if it fits the narrative. That's dangerous. Damn, that's dangerous. I wish I didn't feel that way if they're trying to find Miss Nancy, but damn it, man. I think y'all need to really be focusing on how to crack the code on these damn ransom letters. Forrest, with that sheriff and his words, he's got some serious word salad. We thought we'd heard word salad around here before, right? We thought we had heard all we could hear out of Doug Carter, but Lord help us. Okay, let's see if I doubt the FBI Phoenix has put anything out, but I'm going to go look at the Twitter real quick and see. And then I'll go see what Brian said in a minute, too. Oh, God dang. Seriously, hold on. Okay. What was I doing? See, every time. Okay, I know what I was doing now. Hey, maybe the director should come out again. He came out and bragged about his video capabilities, but he's crickets again. No wonder folks on the internet don't care for him. Because now I'm starting not to. I didn't want to hear from him to begin with, because you're not boots on the ground, nothing. You're just like the guy in the office. But where are you at now, sir? They don't mind keeping their pinned tweet up about the guy who called in the fake text messages for ransom. I want to see a post about the actual email ransoms that were coming in. Now, can I get a post about that? So they're crickets. They're offering the $100,000 reward and put the backpack out that they think is the backpack. And that's it on that. Huh. They crickets. Cat got their tongues all of a sudden. He might disappear. Like, we all saw Doug Carter throwing his hands and arms around all the time, and this guy's just saying, well, like, man, now you got Mr. Jack Leone calling you out on the twits. That's not cool. That's not good. Not good at all. He might be chilling out at a basketball game today. He's like, I've had enough of you people. This is on the FBI. They did that last night. They received that tip. We didn't do nothing. We just assisted. We assisted. Uh-oh. Boots on the ground still out there. Okay. Y'all, some people are still promoting that certain creators' recollection of somebody unaliving themselves last night. And now we know that's not even true. Hang on again. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. Okay. There's just nothing going on around Nancy's house. Let's see if this has got a piece from the sheriff. I don't know. Oh, this has got some Brian Enton in it. Okay. Hold on, buddy. Here we come. We'll listen to what you have to say. So he appeared on News Nation a few minutes ago. They dropped this.
Start right here with News Nation's Brian Enton, the first on the scene at that massive SWAT operation, bringing you the images live. Brian, I was staying up late watching your coverage, half asleep, trying to stay on this because we felt like this may be a huge break in the case. Is it? Are we any closer to finding Nancy Guthrie after this massive SWAT operation?
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like
that is the case, and it was a wild night. I mean, we were out there with the SWAT team, and it felt like something significant was happening. They stormed a house about 2 miles from where I am, right here outside Nancy Guthrie's house, Anna, and then there was also a simultaneous traffic stop that was connected to the same incident. They took 3 people into, like, custody, essentially, for questioning. They have now been let go. I am told by the sheriff that there are no arrests, that they were following up on leads last night, but as of today, there are no arrests, and that there was also a federal search warrant that was activated at the home where the SWAT team was.
Here's the thing about a federal search warrant and obtaining that compared to obtaining a state search warrant. Ask Ann Taylor. It's a little difficult.
And that's significant, Anna. A federal search warrant means that a judge signed off on it. It means that there is obviously some reason, some very, very legitimate reason, that they believed that the person who lived in that house or who was staying at that house may have been connected to the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
Yeah, the judge did sign off on it, obviously, but we just don't know why. It has to be more than he looks like the guy, because all you have to go on are some eyes and a possible height of 5'9", 5'10", whatever it was. That can't be enough probable cause in our country. It simply cannot be. So if you had more, if you didn't have more than that, oh man. But if you did, you didn't have enough to detain them until this testing came back. I really hope they put eyes on these people. I mean, you can't be that stupid, coppers. You can't be that dumb not to put eyes on your potential kidnapper. Because now that they know you've questioned them and let them go, anything could happen to the victim. Are we no longer concerned about her, or just getting the bad guy so Cash can come out and take some glory? Or are we going to talk about egos again? All those male egos in the room. Victim, where's she at? Oh shit, guys, we got to go look at that victim. Fucking put your ego down.
But again, the morning after all of this, the sheriff confirming no arrests and no signs of Nancy, which is obviously the worst news of all, because when we were out there last night, we were hoping maybe this would lead to some sign of Nancy. I am also hearing, though, from sources, Anna, that the investigation into last night is not over, that we should not just move on from this and discount this, because they are still going through evidence. Think about things like cell phones, DNA that they could have collected from the people who were inside the house, and all of that stuff is going to take time. So we're just going to have to wait and see how this pans out. If this,
there obviously wasn't enough probable cause to arrest them.
This is a lead that could actually help in the investigation, or if it's similar to what we saw the other night in Rio Rico near Mexico, where a man was detained and let go, and it seems like he had absolutely nothing to do with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
Right, and we have been very careful with the way we're wording this. 3 detained again in the search for Nancy Guthrie, that happening overnight, likely while people were sleeping, if they didn't see your great coverage last night. Not arrested, not charged, but as things were unfolding, we thought there may be an advancement in that. Now, with the sheriff telling News Nation that no arrests have been made and no sign of Nancy, he has also not said, as far as we know here, and you can clarify for us if it's different, but whether they have actually been released. You know, are they still talking? Are they still being detained, or are they on their merry way?
Yeah, that's a good question, and he hasn't clarified whether they are released, although it is my sense that they have been released.
He won't clarify? Is he scared now? We had to release them. We didn't have any evidence. We might get some in a minute, though. Hold on.
Because at this point, I mean, like what we saw the other night, you know, they could only detain them for so long if they're not actually a suspect or a person of interest. They question them, and surely they're going to keep an eye on them while they continue to wait for DNA.
Oh, Kentucky, we've watched those pressers. We've watched them good, right? Lord help us all.
Results and continue to look through evidence, because again, there was a federal search warrant, and that's new. We just learned that within the last 20 minutes or so. I knew there was some kind of search warrant, but the fact that it was a federal search warrant is significant, because again, In most cases, that means that a federal judge or federal magistrate had to sign off on that happening, which means there was something significant that led them to that house last night, Anna.
Right, and I think we have some video as well of you in the car as you're waiting and watching and your coverage again. Yeah, here you are, and you were saying last night that there was not flashbangs, pepper spray, anything, that these individuals came out of the house on their own accord, but the SWAT team was not taking any chances. They had on their body armor and things. Just walk us through again those moments as in great a detail as you can for us.
Yeah, sure. So we started out, the SWAT team was staging in 2 different locations, so we were waiting, and they've done that other nights, which means that they meet in a location, a parking lot somewhere. They all come together, the canines, the SWAT units, they all have their armor, they've got their trucks, and they just wait for the call for when the investigators say, okay, we're ready to move in. And we weren't sure if that was going to happen last night. It did happen. And we just happened to be right there with them when they got into this neighborhood, and we made it into where they, created a perimeter, but we were on the inside, so we were able to get a sense of what was going on. And they were clearly ready for the worst. But luckily, the people that they wanted to question didn't resist. I mean, they came out of the house. It was a man and a woman at the house. I believe it was a mother and son. That's what I was told last night. And they just came out.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now.
Every time, Chris. Stop it. Sorry, I was reading a funny twit. They're just saying that law enforcement activity last night, a federal court-ordered search warrant was executed at a residence near East Orange Grove and First Avenue in connection with the Guthrie case. The warrant was based on a lead we received. No arrest made. Do y'all honestly believe they cannot detain these people all night and all day without arresting them? So obviously they were released. If they weren't and they're still detained for questioning, they have the right to lawyer up at any minute. The feds are not. They're not detained any longer. That would violate every damn right that we have. I'm looking at Twitter, y'all, before we move on. I'm starting to get a little hungry, and I ate before I went live. Like, what? Huh. So I guess that was the latest update from the PCSD an hour ago that I was just reading to you guys, because it's the same one you sent, Rach. Briefings, interviews, no press briefings are scheduled at this time. If a significant development occurs, a press conference will be announced via email and the Sheriff's Department's X account. Mike reported 9 minutes ago. It says new. We received a tip. I don't know if he received it or what. We received a tip from an active duty Miami area officer who believes he identified the holster. Let me pull it up and see what you guys think. It's not the... I don't know if they're going to find the guy based on what kind of holster he had. We can't even find him based on his eyes. What? There's discrepancy over the jacket. Okay, who's it? Mike. It's Mike's. Oh my God, nerdy. Holy, I gotta show you all this. This is just too funny. Oh Oh my God. Forrest, you see that shit? Man. All right, let me go find Mike's post. Oh, wait. I got the wrong one. There's a couple. Where'd it go? Why is it just not coming up like I want it to? All right, let me put his thing in. Hold on. His handle. Quit, cat. You're distracting me. What? My Twitter is not acting right. Why? See? My Twitter's messed up today. I couldn't even go on the sheriff's shit. Okay, here it is. This is the tip they received from a police officer who believes this is the style of holster, and it kind of looks like it, don't it, guys? I'll put the picture back up in a second. Let me screenshot that, and then we'll do a comparison. Strategy brand. Hip holster. Because see how it's shaped, and notice it's longer, right, going down? Hey, Witchy, welcome in. And yes, Butterfly, I can see your chats, hun. What do y'all think? Does that look like what y'all remember what it looks like in your head? I'll show you the picture in just a second. Sold at Walmart, just like the backpack and possibly that the jacket, not the windbreaker with the ribbed sleeves, but the other one that we saw. Well, I know I saw it. Did I show it to you guys yesterday? Close shape, you think so? Yeah, I do too. Of course it's Walmart. Hey, everybody wants to bash on the Walmart. It ain't like their fault criminals seek them out, right? There's always a Walmart. And look, we had a Range Rover in the Idaho 4 case. Kaylee's Range Rover made the internet break for a minute. Okay, so that is the picture, or that holster. Did I didn't, because I changed things up this morning before I went live. I know I deleted the one where I had it zoomed in on. Oh, wow. Okay, the only one I got, he's kind of like got his hand over it. But because people had already speculated, all the gun guys, like the cops and stuff online, that wasn't the right gun for that holster. So was that the only one that Walmart had that day, right? If it's going to have to work, it's going to have to work. But the way that the shape and the length of where the barrel would go, it looks like that's the only one I've seen comparison that would look close to it. Forest. I mean, there's just not, I mean, what can they work with, right, off this image? They were even talking about doing the iris, testing. Where would I hear that at? It's one of them FBI people I was watching. It's one of them types. And they're talking about using software that they have that can scan the eyes, and there's certain places you can go that they do that, and it's like a database of people's eyes. I'm like, what the fuck? You didn't get my eyes either. Don't be scanning me none. Have they tried something like that? Yeah, that would mean you need my eyes to upload to your database now, just in case one day you got to compare them. What if the guy's eyes is not in the database, kind of like when your DNA is not in CODIS? What do they have to work with other than the clothing, right? Can they track it back to Walmart? And then okay, this is a masked man. How many people bought that same jacket that week, that month? How do we know which one's the assailant? If it's a mask, we're going to look at just the men now. So we're going to look at the men now that are only 5'9" to 5'10". How are we going to narrow it down? We got a name on a receipt. First, we got to figure out which one of y'all bought it. In Koberger's case, they had his financials and saw things. And then when they go back and pull footage, oh, hell, there he is right there buying it. So how do you get to them without having other information, right? They didn't get to Koberger until they got IGG. So if they have a strong profile from within that house that does not belong to Nancy, regardless if that profile, they got a profile, they put it in CODIS and there's no match, IGG started immediately. If you had a strong enough sample, and if you gave it to the FBI. And at this point, I don't think that's happened yet. Idaho's like, well, shit, Othram said they can't do no more. FBI says we can. But they haven't gotten to that point here. Unless Nanos has decided, you know what, we got a good profile, y'all send it to Othram. Let them go through the front door. And when they can't, then I might consider letting the FBI have it. If the media is nice to me for a minute, I might let them. Ruth, girl, I hate it you have a headache because I feel you. I've had one for 2 days and I don't even get headaches. I felt like it might have been my blood pressure was up a little bit because that's usually the only time I get a headache. So I've been trying to keep myself as zen as I can be. Not sleeping well, and which is not helping. I hope you feel better. And if this video was at 212, what was the 147 camera off timeline thing about? If it's true that this was a 212 incident right here, where's the 147 incident? Was that the back camera to go first? Did he think that if I mess up the back camera, it's going to mess up? I don't know. I don't know how the guy got in there even. But I know there's somebody that's not nice standing at Miss Nancy's front door, and now she's gone. And a whole bunch of weird shit's happened since then. And not just on social media running amok, the investigation has been weird. I'm used to social media doing social media, but you guys are taking the cake at the moment. And I'm concerned about your federal ass search warrant shit, and you won't come out and say anything about it. We let them go. If we develop evidence, then we'll go back and get them. Let me save that to watch later because I got to go to my Delphi peeps in a little while. I got to watch later. Let me do that. Somebody's coming after one of my friends, and I don't care for that. Do not care for that. There we go. Okay. Well, guys, there's no new updates other than that. We've got the timeline. We've got their timeline, the police timeline. We've got these FBI coming in, scouring the area over and over, going through the brush and the wash. And we got cameras being taken down off of a guest house, and nobody can tell us if they were there the whole time or not. I still can't find good enough images from the beginning to look. And I've asked the question. Now, Mike is the only one that responded and said he didn't see any out there. I'd love to ask Brian. Maybe tonight is that News Nation special, by the way, guys. I think 7 or 8, 7, it might be 7 Central, 8 Eastern, I'm not sure. News Nation, it will be airing that special tonight that Brian's a part of. And I guess that's where you were going to upload your video questions to. I'm not doing all that. But I don't know. I feel like if Brian saw the floodlight damaged as early on as he did, would he have not noticed the cameras on the guest house? It's Brian Enton. He's going to look around. Did he see them? I only want to know because I want to know if the FBI put them there for a purpose. What was the purpose? I've been studying the shit they do for 20 years. They intrigue me because I know they got so many capabilities that might not be on the up and up, and we're not supposed to know, right? Sometimes I don't want to know what all they do know because it's a little bit scary, but I also know they know a whole hell of a lot. And then you see things like this and you're like, what are y'all guys doing with all your knowledge, with all your stuff, right? No, I didn't send in no video, Butterfly. I ain't getting my video. I just posed the question on Twitter and it wasn't Mike answered and said he didn't see it. He didn't recall seeing it. I think he'd recall it if he saw it. Because, if you're a reporter, come on, true crime reporters, if your boot's on the ground and you're noticing shit like a damaged floodlight, are you going to tell me you don't recall if you didn't see cameras on that damn building? You saw blood on the front porch. You're claiming you saw fragments of glass up there as well by that little brush. Y'all saw a blue shirt laying out there. But nobody wants to answer the question publicly about, was those cameras already there? I would have noticed immediately. And I don't recall ever seeing any on that house other than the front door thing. Butterfly, did you send a video in? What would your question have been? If y'all could have posed a question to Brian, seriously, about this case, what would it have been? What's your biggest I wonder about, right? Because for me, it's like, I want to know about those cameras, and I want to know about these letters, these emails. I will chalk them up to bullshit when they tell me they're bullshit. The fact that they haven't found them yet bothers me. And I can't make that go away no matter what. It's VPN, email. What? Y'all found Osama in a hole. I mean, so far we've got, and everybody's wanting to call this guy at the door stupid and dumb criminal. How dumb are these guys, y'all? Local sheriff's departments, multiple assisting, Federal Bureau of Investigations, Financial Investigations Unit, Border Patrol, canines, hostage rescue teams. We got all of these. ICAC came in at one point all the way into Annie's house just to make a little video because they got fancy cameras. I'm not buying that ICAC was there just to help assist to make a video for the Guthrie family to put out to the kidnappers. Y'all could have called the local TV up and said, hey, y'all got a cameraman we can borrow? Shit, Savannah knows how to do all that. Look at her. She's on TV every day. So then they can stop insulting my intelligence, because when that starts happening, that's when I'm going to get sideways. I give y'all so much grace, and I've given it all week long, except to the sheriff. I did in the very beginning. Okay, maybe he's just a feely kind of guy and he's worried about Ms. Nancy, but no, that wasn't the case. So you caught it, buddy. I've given the FBI grace and the investigation grace, but I'm starting to have questions, right? Starting to have questions. And I think, yeah, my biggest question is these damn letters. What are y'all's biggest questions? We never found out whose blue top was on the walkway. Somebody on Twitter, and I'd already seen the picture, but I didn't even think much of it. It's just a picture of Miss Nancy holding that dog, and she has on a blue shirt, long sleeve blue shirt. And they're like, "Is this the shirt outside?" And I'm like, "You can't even tell from the way that shirt was laying. It could have been a damn tank top, not a long sleeve shirt, right?" We don't know whose it was. It was probably dropped by one of those onlookers, and they didn't even realize it until they got to their car, and they're like, "Oh, my shirt's gone. I brought it just in case." I don't know, right? I don't think it was relevant to the case, because when I watched that video of the guy at the door, I'm looking deep in the background. I've went deep into that background trying to see, do I see a shadow, another person walking? Everybody wants me to focus on these clothes and these eyeballs, but I really want to look around this dude right now. Could you step aside, sir? Because we got a weird image of you with no gun and no backpack that also bothers me. Because I can't figure out why. So many theories. Are we going to really think that he stashed his gun to go surveil to see if it was safe to enter the home? Let me put my gun down before I break in. Is his backpack on and we just can't tell? And his pew-pew's in the bag and he pulls it out in a minute? Or what the hell's happening right there? That bothers me too. There's too much that bothers me. This kind of bothers me. I don't know about the TMZ comment page. Here's the thing about comment pages. Law enforcement watches the comments. Let a case happen in a Facebook group form. Guess who's in there with all of y'all? Guess who is in there with each and every one of y'all in them Facebook groups running that mouth? Not y'all running your mouth, but in general, really. People love to let their freak flag fly, right? We just gonna keyboard warrior it out and just run that mouth. Well, guess what? They're sitting there watching. Still, I'm going to say it again. These emails were sent a week ago. And with the capabilities of the FBI, they haven't found out who sent them yet. That's a fucking problem. I'm sorry, that's a problem. If they were phony and fake-ass people who were being stupid on the internet, they wouldn't have covered their tracks so good. They wouldn't know how. Even with your little Proton emails and your fake WhatsApp apps and whatever you're going to use, they're going to find all of that. But they've hid it so well, and people can't wrap their heads around that for some reason. They'll find them as a matter of time. Okay, but they got probable cause to come download this dude's phone on the side of the fucking road. Y'all see that? On the side of the road, instant download onto that phone. Where's the probable cause to detain him and slap some cuffs on him? Didn't see shit on that phone preliminary. Let's call in Celebrite, let them dig deeper and see what was deleted and buried. Because I wouldn't have a problem with this image if there was somebody in custody. You might be a suspect. Let us take all this and we'll let you know if you are or not. If you're not, sorry about your troubles. I mean, yeah, these emails could be total bullshit. And here's my theory on that they are total bullshit. Then whoever sent them is not even in our country. They're in a whole ass other country wanting some Bitcoin because we're never going to find them. It's not somebody here in the U.S. playing. They'd have already maybe caught them. So then I struggle with, okay, everybody, these emails are fake and that's not real and nobody's wanting Bitcoin from Miss Nancy. That's fake. Then who's the guy at the front door, and why did he take Miss Nancy? To get back at a family member? Are they smart enough to cover their tracks that well too? Now, this DNA left inside the home, did y'all get a strong enough profile to do IgG on it? Because that's the only way you're going to get the guy if you ain't in CODIS, and they damn well know that already. They know it. They know it. They know it. Just like all those peeps on the internet 2 days ago screaming because that DNA didn't go to Quantico. Neither did the sheath in Idaho, damn it. It went there after the profile was developed and blah, blah, blah. I've explained it. No, I don't do them Facebook groups or the Discords. I have a Discord, but it's like a virtual office, and the only ones there would be are my mods, right? And we just post updates to each other about this stuff. I don't even have a desire to have a Discord. That's a madhouse. Look, and I'll tell y'all why. Because when I worked with NFT teams and Web3 people, I literally lived in a Discord for 3 years. I ran the son of a bitch. I was the manager of the Discord and the social media accounts. It was a job. And we did a lot of cool things in that Discord. We could play games, we could play poker, we could watch movies, we could do all kinds of really cool shit. But it was a lot. And true crime Discords are quite different, right? And people get memberships and you're invited into the Discord, and there you go. And then the next thing you know, 3 months later, we got a snake in our Discord. Who is it? Screenshotting everything and sharing it with the world. No, thank you. No, 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 no. Be careful what y'all type, because you can't take it back once it's screenshotted. Oh boy, I gotta teach people some things. And know who the hell you're talking to, man. Oh, I don't use recognition on my phone. Are you kidding me? No way. It don't even got my fingerprint. And my phone's a badass phone. It's got all the capabilities, but it ain't getting my biometrics. It asks me all the time, you want it? No, I do not. Get out of here with that mess. You don't need my face and my fingerprint. You're a phone. I'm not too lazy to unlock you on my own. Come on, are we that lazy? I can't even touch my phone. Let me just show my face. I need convenience in my life. Not me. I'd rather take a couple of steps and be safe, right? You're not getting my shit. I don't use it. I've never used it. Never, ever, ever. Right, Hawkeyes? If I saved all the things I dump into that Discord on my computer or on my phone, holy hell. And my phone's got a lot of storage. But I had to go in there yesterday, oh boy, and delete I got way too many screenshots. See, y'all, I got way too many screenshots. But I edit a lot of my videos on my phone and not the PC. So I had a lot of shit I had to get rid of. But I got a lot of storage on that phone. But I have to use that. I have to use my Discord. And then I can make channels for the cases that we're following, right? So we can organize what we're putting in there. And that's how we try to help keep up with a lot of things we're going to bring to y'all. And that's where I communicate with my mods. No biometrics here, witchy. And that's how they get their eyeball scans to go up in their database, right? See? Y'all are just giving it all up. Here's my face, FBI. Here's my fingerprint too. Oh, and go ahead and put my eyes in the database. Oh, no. How many of y'all have ever thought about that, right? I know some of us have very suspicious minds, right? We're like Elvis Presley. We got suspicious minds. We can't go on like that. No, no, no. We can't go on together with suspicious minds. The damn thing already listens to me. You could be talking about something, the next thing you know, like, what? Quit listening to me. My uncle actually called that so long ago, And I laughed at him. I was like, dude, what? What are you saying, Uncle? He had his uh he had his theories about smart TVs. He felt like it was watching him. Probably was. Oh, yes, the fingerprint scans. Yep. Oh, I don't fly. You ain't getting this girl in no airplane. I've heard about that. They I don't know what goes down at airports because this girl don't go near them. I'm grounded. You can't, there's nothing you can say that's going to get me in that big old jet airliner. Ever, ever, ever. Because I don't want to fall out of the sky. It is what it is. I've had horrible dreams. It's never going to happen. I hope nobody needs me to get there tomorrow because I got to drive. There's not enough medication in the world that can get me on a plane without full-blown panic attacks occurring. It's never going to happen. I've never stepped foot on an airplane. And one time in that dream, well, have had the reason I don't is I've had way too many dreams. It started at childhood. My mother knew when I dreamed about something that happened, and then it happened, and that did me in. That honestly kind of shut me down in a lot of ways when I realized what I'd just done, and when my mother realized what I had just done, she knew because she knew, and that was it for me. You're never going to get me in an airplane. But I had a dream one time. My mama had to go somewhere, and it was on an airplane. And my sister promised she'd go. We had to get her there, and I was like, I can do this because mama needs to go. And my sister was going to go with us. And when we got there, she backed out for some weird reason, and it wanted to leave me like, no, that I woke up at that point. I'm like, fuck that. I'm never having an airplane dream again in my life. Right? For us, keep us. We want wheels beneath us, but the kind that ain't got to pop out and touch the ground later, right? We want to stay on the ground. Some people really enjoy flying. My cousin says she does. I'm like, well, you go, girl. Have at it, sister. All right, so let me take a peek here and see if there's anything going. I don't think there's nothing happening. Obviously, no press conferences are going to be going down that we're aware of, unless they start their shit again tonight. And of course, if they start their crap again, go back live and see what's going on. All the media is still staged up outside of Nancy's house, according to JLR's feed. Are y'all walking by taking photos and laughing? Y'all look like people that might live in the area. Anyway, there's a bunch of media people camped out and nothing happening there at all. Yeah, these two are just taking pictures. Let's see. You got 1,000 pictures on the internet. That's rude.
O'clock is when their control room's available. Okay.
He ain't getting a picture of himself, is he? In front of the house?
Primary camera.
Oh, is he on recording? Is he a TikToker? Look, that cop's gonna say, y'all gotta move the other side of the road.
Will.
No? What is this guy recording himself? He's not like me.
Yep.
Ruth, I saw you mention that cruise last night. Hubby be okay, girlfriend. You go have fun. I loved my cruise. I was with my husband, but I tried to pretend I wasn't. Um, a long story, but I had a great time with my babies, my kiddos. It was fun. We went to Mexico. Hey, Truth. Oops, I stopped it. All right, this is just JLR's me. We're just checking out the scenery around there. I don't know if that guy's a TikToker or he's talking to his friends on here.
Yep.
He said, thank you so much.
So the satellite truck is the backup, and the lightweight underneath the body.
It looked like somebody was sitting behind that mailbox, but it's not.
Nope.
It was a weird noise in the background. All right, see, guys, there's not anything going on there. I doubt there is over at Annie's either. If there was, we would have heard about it already. Hold on. We would have heard about it if there was any action going down back over at Annie's. I don't believe there has been. And honestly, if there was going to be shit going down at Annie's, it probably would have already went down. Unless they're got that download of that phone, they're waiting to see if certain somebody's got communication with these random people they're looking at. I don't know. I don't know what their thought process is, and I really want to know about their federal probable cause, because I know how hard it is to get the truth out of them and their information, right? What is this? Let me see. Uh-oh. Okay, let me turn this on.
Insight and analysis into this investigation. Let's bring in our own Paul Morrow, Fox News contributor and former NYPD inspector. So we'll start there, Paul. You heard what Harvey said about this letter.
Here's the thing, Truth Nation. They did not. If y'all see a sketch out there of the guy with the mask on, that was not released by any authority. Not by Federal Bureau of Investigations and not by Pima County Sheriff's Department. That was released by a news outlet who got a sketch artist come in and create that. Now, here's the thing with that image. We don't know if that masked man's got a scar, a mole, a broken tooth, high cheekbones, low cheekbones, wide nose, thin nose. How the hell does she's an expert, right, in the field, but that did not come as an official release. I will not share it. I am not. A news outlet. I forget which one exactly it was, because there's so many covering this right now. It's everywhere, but that's why y'all have to be careful on them YouTube actually social media streets. Does it say official release, right? If you know, that's what y'all need to look for. Released by the authorities. Official release, right? Read the articles attached to the link in where the sketch comes, and you'll see it's from a sketch artist. I can't even recall her name at the moment, but yeah, it's making the rounds, but it's not put out as an official sketch at all. That's why I'm not showing that shit, because there's no way this man could have all kind of shit under that mask. I cannot even see. You could have acne. We don't know.
People have called him a honeypot now for these scammers, but he says, look, the federal authorities are taking these letters seriously. We don't know if we'll hear from this guy again. What do you make of all of this?
So obviously this person has positioned themselves in a way that they don't have to provide any proof of life because they're just outside of the investigation. It's all very coy and very protected. So I don't see anything here that's particularly compelling. A clever person could certainly construct this. Now, I want to be clear, that doesn't mean that there isn't something genuine there. But I just go back to what so many other commentators have said along with me, which is right now the actual reward is higher than the cost of a Bitcoin.
Did you not hear the demand in that Harvey's letters? I'm not saying they're real, but I'm saying if they're fake, and it's just a weirdo on the internet, FBI would have got the guy by now.
And there'd be no pejorative in coming forward. You'd be a hero. And this nonsense about, well, I don't want to be thought of as a rat is ridiculous, as I've said.
Sir, I'm about to take you off my screen. I don't want to be known as a rat. That's not what the person's. They're a fucking career criminal, sir. Would you retired law enforcement? She said.
Said on the air before, perpetrators who are in and around crime, they don't care about what they're labeled if you're offering them $100,000. So I'm skeptical of all of that.
Okay.
Maybe, just maybe, the second letter writer got double crossed by the first guy. And I want what I want, but I can't ID myself because FBI don't trust me and I don't trust them, he said. That means they know who you are already, fella. Lord, help me with this one, y'all.
Let's pivot now to what happened overnight, this massive investigation, some kind of an operation at this house within 2 miles of Nancy Guthrie's home. They're being the sheriff's department being very cautious this morning, saying there's absolutely no one that's been arrested, absolutely no one that's been in custody. They won't even confirm whether or not the two separate scenes last night were related. How are you reading all of this morning? We know that someone could be detained for questioning, not necessarily in custody or arrested. How are you sort of like picking up on what the sheriff's putting out right now?
So there are levels of detention in federal and state police work. There's case law that kind of proscribes what you can do. And essentially, you can hold somebody, it's the famous stop, question, and frisk paradigm. You can hold somebody for a brief investigation to ascertain certain things before it becomes an arrest. And there's a continuum. And there's no bright line there. It's always a totality of the circumstances analysis. We don't know what happened here in terms of how they got the search warrant. They had probable cause to get search warrants. We know that. So they had enough there to at least do that. But very clearly, according to the police, it never escalated to the point where they said, okay, you are in custody right now, you're not going anywhere, and you are under arrest. I'd love to see the search warrants. I think that's the great mystery.
Was it just because Nancy wasn't in the house and because they say, well, we don't know what you're talking about? Because they had no other evidence to arrest these people. Obviously. None whatsoever. Or they just slapped the cuffs on them and kept them on them. So they had none.
In this thing, but obviously they're not being made public. They're, I'm sure, filed under seal. But they had to have something more than just an informant, somebody saying, hey, I think it's these guys. They must have married it to some other facts, just as they did in the earlier one. But remember something, in the earlier one, they appear to have washed him out at this point. These things happen in law enforcement.
Oh, I can compare Hawkeyes. When you're in true crime as like we are and you cover so many cases and read so many documents, you can compare. And this I said in the beginning of the show, I gave the sheriff grace those first few days when others on the internet weren't. And then he showed himself to me. And now he's fair game. This situation, now we're 2 people in on what the problem lies for all of us. Probable cause, federal probable cause. You got enough. What tip did they have to go look at this individual? Just did somebody see the video and say, I think their eyes look like their eyes? Is that enough probable cause to do all of this and then download their phones on scene, all of that, and then just let them go? Okay, what if they do have Miss Nancy? Now they're going to get scared and could react. Are y'all watching them until you decide if you got enough evidence to arrest them? So we're going to go in, detain you, talk to you, download your phone, get your DNA, and we'll get back to you if we got enough now to arrest you. That's not the way it normally goes down, right? That's what we're evaluating when I say it like that. I just want people to be, I want to be very clear about it. It's because of a constitutional, our rights, right? They can't, I want them to investigate every lead, but they're staging media, getting ready, all these things based on what? Oh wait, she's not in this house. We got to let them go. That's weird. So that's where I'm stuck at right now. Because I stand strong in my conviction on the Constitution, and I can't take it off the table because it fits this case. That, you know what I mean? I hold it steady in all cases. That's why I go on and on about Delphi and Idaho. So vastly different. So many different things about those cases. Kohberger's rights were never, ever violated. Rick Allen's were. And y'all can disagree with me on that. That's fine, but that's where I stand on it. I'm not telling you they got the wrong guy in prison because I don't know, but his rights were violated. Period.
To be fair, the difference here is the tremendous scrutiny that's on this and the number of resources. I mean, there were dozens of cars out there, dozens of forensic trucks, and all kinds of personnel and tech. That is what's unusual here. You had drones up, so the visibility into it for the public is what's unusual.
But it's a good sign, right? I mean, just to see any police activity. We want to see
that party might be right about where we showboating just a little bit in case we got the right guy. What if our eyeball match tip really is real and she's in that house? Let's showboat and put on a show so Cash can come out and say, look what we just did. That's egos, and we don't got time for it. I will never have time for that shit.
Police activity now 2 weeks later. That means that tips are coming in. We know thousands of tips are coming in, but it also means that something is catching the eye of investigators enough to where they go.
Only right that might have been violated by Brian Kohberger was the IGG, but is that really a constitutional right? Swabbing his cheek was fair game once some handcuffs slapped on him because he matched the sheath already because of IGG, right?
Get a search warrant.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I mean, that people are cooperating, they are getting stuff. And there's another subtlety, I think, here that's a good sign, which is that the task force seems to be operating in synchronicity. We all know that there are reports of some tension inside of it, and that's never helpful. It's common, but it's not helpful. Looks to me at this.
He must not have read Joe Jack Leone's X post this morning about the sheriff, and the 98.8% of the deputies who voted in the poll did not like him. Messy Marvin's got to go. He don't even know we don't know what he's doing. He hasn't known for years, and it's all coming to light. It's out there. His own statements about the FBI. Who doesn't hold a press conference? Who doesn't do that, he said. You, sir, since the two fiascos of a press conference you held, you've decided you're not going to have press conferences. Who does that? But we saw the video where he did it. And we've seen the articles that have been out since 2016, his issue with the FBI. And then we found out something else this morning we read. So the sheriff's got issues. The FBI's getting, according to Cash, lawful probable cause or search warrant. He said lawful search warrants. I listened, my ears kind of like perked up when he said it. And I went back, I listened again. How we worked with our private sector partners and were able to provide a lawful search warrant because Google's like, that's not a fucking enough. And Google's been fighting it for years because they all know now how much Google contains on you. Geofencing. You got certain apps on your phone. Oh, especially Target. You walk up to Target, what happens? You're geofenced. That's where geofencing comes from. So you geofence your warrant. Now you got everybody in the shopping centers, every one of y'all. Which one of y'all shoplifted? Because one of y'all did it. You know what I mean? It's just like that. That's how it works. Google has a lot of information on everybody. track. They know everywhere we go. FBI's like, but y'all know where they go. We don't. Y'all do. We need to look. And they're like, yeah, but we don't want to get sued when you violate that person's rights by making, you know what I mean? It's a whole thing. You don't read scripts or notes. He hasn't duplicated all their mistakes. There was no mistakes. Look, the thing is about Idaho 4, there was nothing there to show you who this, there was nothing there but a sheath, some grainy car footage. That's all they had, period. They didn't even know at that point in time. We see this one car keeps coming back or whatever, driving around funny, but they don't know who's in that car, what that car's doing, if it's even relevant to the case at that point, because all they had was that sheath. And if that sheath was not, that DNA, once it was developed, was not in CODIS, if it had stopped right there, guess who might still be free today? Brian Kohberger. Because WSU's like, oh, one day he's going to do all this, but we're going to ignore it until he's gone. Ugh. Oh, Hyper Kimberly, sometimes I do like to run Monday through Friday. We started out mostly as a morning show, daytime, right? We were coffee in the morning with our coffee and crime conversation. And then my schedule was able to change and free up a whole lot. And so I'm able to go pretty much whenever I want. So now I just kind of do that. But I do like to go in the day. Sometimes during the week we are live during the day. And then sometimes it's the evening, especially if my mods are, got things to do. We got to do that. We got to live life. But there's no real set schedule. Maybe I'll try to get into that again like I used to be. Yeah, if y'all turn on your notifications and everything, I'm trying to get better about getting the shows out there before I go, you know what I mean, in time before I go live so notifications can go out. I do appreciate everybody coming in. And if y'all have found us recently, welcome in. We appreciate y'all being here. We love the conversation around here. It's not just me talking to y'all and telling y'all stuff. It's me reading y'all's comments too, and all of us unpacking this stuff together. That's what this channel is about. We're not, I'm no investigator. I'm not going to solve anything today. And I'm not trying to get on the court TV. I will let Gigi have all of that. You go, girl. You deserve it, right? My goal is to sit here with my peeps and chill and talk about all this stuff. But, all right, guys, well, I'm going to let you go. And we'll come back tonight. If we still do have some members only planned. We held one. Well, I accidentally didn't set it to members only, but anyway, I did after it was over. But we were going to do our second one, and it's on the Idaho 4 stuff. We're just kind of like unpacking some stuff that's there that's come down. And I decided to do it members only because every single time I hold a live show to unpack anything coming down in the Idaho 4 case, I fill up with trolls for some reason, and I got tired of it. I'm like, we're not children, and I'm done. My mods are having to do shit that they can't even talk to their friends about the case because they're having to worry about what's being said in chat. That's ridiculous. And even though we've had a guy in jail for how long now, we're still getting people from Idaho plastered all over the internet. Who is this person? They're like, stop it. So I took it private. We're going to do it that way. And then we have put it on the shelf for now because the Nancy Guthrie case has happened. I just couldn't pull off the show last weekend. A fluent show with all that was going on with Miss Nancy, and I figured Brian Kohberger ain't going no damn where, right? He ain't going nowhere. I know some new interviews have dropped recently, and that I'm keeping an eye on things, but we'll get to it eventually. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. For some reason, my outro hasn't worked in 2 days, but we'll try it again. And keep an eye on the social medias. If I see anything breaking, I'll post to the community tab, and then we'll go live with it as well. All right, guys, y'all know the rules, don't y'all? Do I even got to say it? I will, just in case people are new. Be safe on those YouTube streets, people. It's dangerous out there. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Thank you all for watching this here video.